R&B Money. We up. Thanks. Valentine. We are the authorities on all things R&B.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tank.
I'm Valentine.
And this is the R&B Money Podcast.
Yeah, tell him.
The authority
Yes, sir.
on all things R&B.
And a vibe.
I'm sick
Yeah.
of you not knowing
Yeah.
how to use your instrument.
Oh, your instrument. If these walls could talk.
Ah, my.
Yeah.
Well studied.
Yeah.
Huh?
Loyal to it. Loyal.
Artistry groomed.
Yeah.
Musicianship.
Kunta.
What?
Yeah.
Who is it again? I'm sick of it. Terrace Martin in the building. Let's go.
I made it. I'm
Let's
on the
go.
show. I made it.
Yes,
I made
sir.
it. I'm on this
You here,
show.
bro.
I made it.
Man,
Here, bro.
please.
I've been pressing you about this show.
No, you can't press me after you. You know what? You gonna go into that?
Go about that.
Sometimes the
Because-
universe have road bumps.
Nope. Let's get into this
Get him.
because
Get
he
him.
tried me. He just tried me immediately,
Get him.
and I wasn't gonna bring it up
Yeah, sorry.
because I don't let nobody cancel and then come.
Whoa.
They don't cancel and then come on the podcast after they cancel on us. If you cancel, you just cancel. But you my friend in real life.
Thank you for forgiving me. Thank you. Thank you for
I
forgiving
ran
me.
into you at the Whole Foods.
Everywhere. I run into you everywhere. I run into
You
you
my real life
everywhere.
friend.
When I first ran into you, it was you and your father giving Snoop a paper bag with a lot of money.
Oh, he gonna go
You
there.
was a kid.
And,
Oh, here we
and
go.
it begins.
Yeah, let me get that.
In Orange County, late one night. Now, that's what I do know. I seen that. I seen y'all with that money. You and Daddy come down like, clear the room.
Yeah.
Clear the room.
Yeah.
We doing music and money.
Yeah. Shout out to JT the Bigger Figure.
Shout out to
Yeah,
JT, the
yeah.
bigger
And
figure.
Jilly.
And Jilly. Jilly
Yeah.
Iyer. Jilly Iyer, yeah.
Shout
Yeah.
them out, man, because they
Yeah.
made that happen. They
Yeah.
made that happen. We came and got a verse. It was called the song was called "Get With This Pimpin'."
Yeah, with this pimp. Yep. Yeah, I remember that night. Yeah.
It was written by Static. Static
I
Major
remember
wrote
you-
that.
you
Yeah,
know,
me and him
some
had
of
a
that.
trade off
Yep.
about that record.
Yep.
Yeah. We traded songs. I gave him a song called Miracles, and he gave me "Get With This Pimpin'."
And you came down
And then
with,
I went and got the Snoop.
with cash.
With the cash. I had the cash
saw
on
it.
me. Had
Yeah,
the cash
Snoop
on
need
me.
cash.
Yeah. All hundos.
He needs
Yeah, all hundos. We had to count it out.
With your pops, too? That was hard.
Me and Pops, yeah.
It's family affair.
That is the first time we met, bro.
Yeah. I was like, what is it? Then I just started hearing, then from the Bay Area, I got folks in the Bay Area, so, he born and raised in this thing. Because, when you from L.A., you think L.A. is the only place in the world when you a kid. You think L.A. is like whether you a church or jazz or rap, whatever, you just think it's L.A., But, man, I started going to those Hawk and Family type things up in the Bay Area, those Church of God in Christ conventions up there they used to have. And,
You talking about something I don't know about.
yeah,
I'm
I know,
with you.
but
I'm with you.
yeah, you with me.
I'm with you.
But I started hearing and just meeting like Thomas Pridgen, all these different dudes and different Bay Area dudes. But I just always was just hearing your name all through different circuits, and of course your pops for sure, because that's another circuit. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
That's connected to the church.
It is.
hallelujah.
It's all true.
Tabernacle.
It's all true. Why not? It's all true.
You're my kind of guy.
Come on now, Tank.
You understand what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
You're the cloth. You're of that fabric, my brother. You know what I'm
Still
saying?
trying to get better at that thing, too.
Listen. That's what we're doing every day.
Yeah.
But what you've done so far is immaculate.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's strong and it speaks volumes. For me, coming out, like coming from church on the east side. Of course, the musicianship was the thing. It was crazy, right? But then as I got more into R&B and producing and things like that, it seemed like the musicianship took a back seat to the production. And it wasn't until I got to the West Coast in early 2000s that I saw the musicianship being, if not more, just as important as the production. As I'm in there with Warren Campbell, like, what are you doing? What is all? What do you need all of this shit?
Yeah.
Like a room full of everything, and he could play it all.
Everything.
And it was all in the song.
And he don't stop smiling while he do it. It's amazing.
BattleCat is just on everything. And I'm
Everything.
I was working with my Caviar and Overdose, Fort Knox. They got the guitar.
Yeah.
Nigga got the horn. I'm like,
Yeah. Hood niggas though too.
nigga, what? I'm talking about
playing full instruments.
fresh off of selling something
Yeah.
into the studio to play music. Right?
Yeah.
And then as I reflect on my OG, he used to take me to a jazz night.
Mm-hmm.
Big Flint used to take me to a jazz night. I think it was on Mondays or Tuesdays in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
And say, nigga, we going to hit some music. Nigga, I was like, we are? You are?
You are?
You like music? Nigga, shit. Nigga, we going to full jazz.
Shout out to Big Flint.
Come on, man. And so when I got to this, I was like, and that was a question I wanted to ask you before we do the deep back dive. You know what I'm saying? Like, how has that always remained a staple for the West, where the musicianship is just always the leader, whether it be Snoop, whether it be Kendrick Lamar, whether it be Dre, whether it be what, it's always the music and the musicians.
I feel like me, well, I can speak on my kind of view, which may not be everybody's thing, but it's a lot of people's thing. Me, myself, Thundercat, Kamasi Washington, a few of us, but we grew up in musician households. And I was telling my son the other day, I said, at one point, I thought everybody played music, because literally in South Central LA, every third house in the 80s was a musician, because people moved here from the South and different places to do what? To do records. You know what I'm saying? So, like I always say, the 70s probably was the most happiest times for black folks in music. Funk music makes so many people rich, you know what I'm saying? And the early 80s, I remember seeing as a kid, the early 80s, me going to different people's houses in View Park. It wasn't regular, but it wasn't out of the norm for me to see somebody in Ladera Heights, that father is a producer, not even a famous producer, but have an SSL in his living room. Like, that wasn't
Shit.
That was regular. That was and this was a black man.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in South Central. I grew up in Inglewood and View Park and Baldwin Hills, all these places. So I think with the music, the music is such a big part of Los Angeles culture. Like, Barry White's from the hood. Like, it's like, I always tell, somebody just asked me the other day, man, I don't like to do this, but somebody did ask, what do you feel the difference is between DJ Quick and BattleCat? And that, I hate doing that, because it'll make you compare.
Right.
But it was a question, and I have to give an answer. So I had to think, and I said, DJ Quick is undeniably one of the greatest record producers that ever lived. BattleCat to me is undeniably one of the greatest orchestrators that ever lived. Because when he writes music, when he puts together his music, it's like orchestration. It's very similar to one of my favorite composers is named Wayne Shorter. And Wayne Shorter wrote for Miles Davis, everything. But he would write on manuscript paper and save that. Then maybe another day, a whole different set of paper, write another piece. And then maybe one day, remember that piece of paper and that piece of paper and put it together, He would have a concept of nothing is trash. Nothing is trash musically. And when I seen BattleCat compose, like I seen him work out a bass line, because he's a bass line master. Work out a bass line. And for a while, I would see him do step by step and build. Even some of the mistakes that I thought were mistakes, which I probably shouldn't have, he would save them on a separate sequence. Then at the end, I'll be like, what is he doing? And then an hour later, you have like A Week of Freakin', a G'd Up. You have all these big records that he just, piece at a time, took his time and orchestrated those records very detailed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where Quick is a master of like bringing that energy to that room.
Yeah.
How them records feel is how he's producing them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If that record is moving, he's on that SSL dancing and moving. Why he's talking about impedance and all these other crazy things back and forth with people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So but they're both from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I mean, Compton, LA, but they're both from Los Angeles, but they're both strong music based. And I think just the culture of LA, it's a record culture.
Right.
It's just everybody in LA even before Instagram, motherfuckers was talking about they was the record producers and this and that. It was just a record. We grow up understanding what publishing is because we are able at 17 to see a Warren Campbell drive through the parking lot with a Mercedes that's not even on the fucking in California yet, and say, how did you get that? And then he says writing music or not but I mean, you just know he's a record producer, he's a songwriter, he's a composer. So we see that at 16. Then we see the homie Charlie Burrell. That first we just looking at Warren the same way. Then the next year he signed to Warren. What'd you do? Man, I did a pub. I'm producing. Huh? What? Then you hear Walter Millsap at step. So this is just
the information.
It's rare. And you see a Kenny Crouch making all this money with Eric Clapton. So you see all these things. You know what I'm saying? Then you get with a Nissan and a Rapture. Then you hear things of a guy named Tank coming through the system. You go to the SIR rehearsal at 17. You see So Anxious being rehearsed before the world heard this shit, and you're like, this is you see Dave Foreman playing. This is like
talk the talk.
Yeah,
these are geniuses.
Hey, but this is Los Angeles.
You see a Nissan Stewart playing drums, humble Nissan, right? It used to be this thing called the Praise Connection.
Yeah.
All the beats came out, all the amazing gospel musicians, everybody came out, right? Nissan always kind of played his thing where it's like, I'm confident on me, I'm doing me. All these drummers used to do all this. And for years, that was the biggest thing. And I remember me always saying to myself, like, damn, I'm trying to, like, what's special? Something special about Nissan. I'm getting to a point. Something special about Nissan. And then when I walked in that rehearsal and saw him play So Anxious with his brother Rapture with two MPC 3000s on the side, being the MD, and they playing So Anxious, and I saw Nissan lock to that click track and still being able to move air with the kick drum, I said, oh, these niggas is geniuses. These are geniuses. When I see Dante play bass, and Dante was so infatuated with Andrew Goucher, and but then when I see him, now his thing that in the world at one point was like, huh? But now his thing is like the sound. Like that group, that thing you came through was like monumental, high level, like Duke Ellington type shit to me. Yeah. And it was all under the master teacher to me, Devontae. So
there you have it.
So anything that anything that goes under that has the opportunity to be blessed to go under that fabric, I'm always gonna pay attention to. Yeah. You know.
He went there.
Man.
He went crazy.
Hey, listen. You talk about niggas studying an episode.
Yeah. It's all of them.
Yes. Please go look up every name this man
all of them.
Yeah. Shout out to Rapture, man.
Oh,
Rapture changed my life, man. Rapture, man. We did one of my, not my last casual gig. I've done plenty of casual gigs after this, but it sounds good if I say my last one. But this is, I don't know. This could have been 90. This could have been 96, 97. It's my first summer jam. I know that, playing with Miss LA. First summer jam. And Rapture then was playing with Missy and Timberland. This was like the big deal. Like, they got a band and they was smashing. Oh, the Missy and Timberland music with these guys was just, because they was using the cast that was on the record live, so it was like cheaters, you know. And they had the best. Anyway, so what was I saying? What was I just saying?
The last time you played casual gig.
The casual gig, it was in Palisades, and it was for a doctor, and Nissan was on drums, Rapture on the keys. So, you know, when you a casual band, this is before anybody got cracking, you casual band, you gotta eat on the side by the kitchen. You can't be mingling with the people. You in the band.
You to work. You're here to help on me. I'm sorry, you're to help.
You're all black. You're all black on this hot sun.
It sounds like slavery.
Close.
That's what I'm getting to.
I don't know.
So we're eating, right? And then Rapture, I didn't have a card in. I didn't have my license or something like that. And then something came to the conversation, you know, Rapture, big energy, Rapture, big energy. And some came to the conversation where, like, if I was to get $5,000, what would I do? And he was going down the table. If you was to get $5,000, what would you do? Right? And somebody would say, blah, blah. He was like, wrong. You know, you get $5,000, what would you do? I remember this like yesterday. And then he got to me and I was like, if I got $5,000, I'm getting a car. He was like, a car? And I was like, Yeah, because y'all had to come get me a car.
Yeah.
He was like, man, he said, that's what you're going to do. He said, I would get a drum machine. I would get an MPC so I can make more money than buy me the car I want. And for some reason, that simple logic, that day just went.
It's the light bulb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Because you were thinking of the now.
Man,
he was talking about the future.
I was gigging, man. I was 17, trying to play the horn, play the organ, trying to make love to who I could make love to.
Now you did. That's
And just
But
love.
the MPC takes you to another level of making love too, though, because you're making love to a different type of woman once you have success with this MPC.
Yeah, and I started having kids, young, so I had to pay for them. So the MPC helped me a whole lot.
You're gonna have to do that too. Yeah, you got to pay for the kids.
You know, you it's nothing beats writing a song.
How many kids you got?
5.
Yeah, you really are a jazz musician. Yeah,
My oldest is 27.
congratulations, brother.
Yeah, mine 23.
Oh yeah.
We out there.
I still got little ones. I mean,
You got a baby, yeah.
I mean,
5, 6.
no. She 9.
Okay.
Yeah, my son's 17. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I ain't there
getting there,
yet. I ain't 27 to 23 yet.
Hey,
But
listen.
you getting there.
We might go somewhere special with what he got going over there.
I'm trying to raise.
Let you know, man.
I mean, what you doing, man?
He doing a good
I'm
job.
trying to raise. I'm trying to raise the future. You know what I mean? Of this whole shit. Man.
Okay.
You trying to retire? You trying to retire? us,
Okay,
man.
I love that. I love that.
I hope one of them retire. I mean, but not both.
I
Shit.
love that.
Terrence, take me back to the beginning and you even falling in love with musicianship. You're in the house with music, and what is I can pinpoint when I heard 2 things. My cousin Alfonso Giles playing the piano upstairs in my grandmother's living room, and teaching my mother and my cousins parts to songs that he wrote, church songs. And I remember watching him playing the piano, playing the drums, and playing. He went to Berklee College of Music, and every summer he would come back, and I couldn't wait for him to come back
Because he get better and better.
I just watch him do whatever it was he was doing. It was magic to me.
Yeah.
And the second moment was walking past the TV and being stopped in a cold stop, and the Charlie Brown's Christmas was playing. I was like, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I feel like that?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that hitting me like that? What are those moments for you that said, I gotta do this?
It's 3 of them. The first one, my earliest memory is my first rap cassette. We bought. We was staying off of Century and Western, and it was that's by Eddie's Market, the record store. And my dad was like, "Man, I met this young man at the liquor store. He said he do rap music. He was out of tapes, but he said this store got his tapes." I said, "My son love rap. I'm gonna buy this tape." And it was Ice-T, Rhyme Pays. So when I heard, Ice-T, Rhyme Pays, you know, my dad was a very free thinker, minder. I didn't have no, very similar vibe, like very protective, but let me be free. Because I wasn't gonna get in trouble. He just let me.
But a jazz musician himself too.
Super, yeah. Jazz, and a hustler, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Which I mean, but honestly, you had to be in that field.
Yeah.
It's not like you did jazz to retire from anything else.
Nah.
It's almost like the old NBA.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, you go hoop, but then you go work too.
Yeah.
You go work. You got a gig.
Yeah.
Or you got to hustle or whatever that thing is. So that's how I look at jazz musicians.
And that is the smart way to look at it. Unfortunately, the jazz musician doesn't look at it that way though. The jazz musician spends his whole life trying to get to this pinnacle of when they're just on, let me say, a certain type of jazz musician.
Yeah.
His whole life is getting to this pinnacle of being the greatest at their instrument. And sometime they spend so much time being great at the instrument, they don't spend the other time what it takes to survive. Cause you never master this shit, you know what I'm saying? Well, nothing, you never master nothing, you know what I'm saying? But the jazz thing, that's the unfortunate part about a lot of purists that just deal with that one. You know, it's not a lot of, I could count probably on 2 hands how many jazz cats could probably afford to live in a certain type home, and you know, you got Wynn Marsalis and you got all the famous guys, but I don't come from that. I come from a real South Central, how whatever he had to do, you know.
Yeah. So he gets you the tape.
We got to edit this one.
Okay.
So my dad just passed, like, and I'm only crying because when you asked that as he dying, I'm like, hey man, what man, what are you thinking about? He had cancer. He like, man, I want to. Y'all probably know, but he said, man, if I could just think of anything. I said, is it all the bitches you fuck, nigga? No, is it all the kids you didn't raise? All the cocaine? What was it? He was like, man, poor judgment on time. Poor judgment on who I spend time with, and poor judgment on what I think about. And that's the death to a lot of jazz musicians. That's the death to a lot of purists in general. It's like poor judgment. Thanks, bro. It's like poor judgment. But I just thought about that. And it's just poor judgment on time, man, because, you know, him, I got a lot of cats that I know. Like I buried about 26 jazz musicians. That's what we do, me and my homeboy. They can't afford the funeral. And we learned that from, I can't say his name, but it was a cat that did it, that always paid for the jazz funerals. And people know who I'm talking about, they know. But so we carry on that tradition. But it's like, it's a sad thing to bury a bad motherfucker. Yeah. It's a sad funeral because the obituaries always read like all these amazing artistic accolades, all these this, and they're always like, they read like the almost vibe. It's man, the jazz, the bad motherfucker's funeral is a sad thing. Cause it's hardly never no money. You always gotta have a GoFundMe. Shit is dark.
Yeah.
That's why I got the NPC. You know, and really using that as a thing. When I saw the NPC, I said, oh shit, Warren Campbell, boom, ideas, boom, write them down. Kipper Jones said, publishing. Kipper, what's publishing? Man, you should hook up with Walter Millsap. He's young like you, doing deals. He knows it. What? Okay. Walter, what's up? I'm 16. Oh, come over here. Hang with me. We the same age. Oh, you should meet my publisher, Big John. Matter of fact, come do this wedding for me. You got your horn? I got to do Jay Brown's wedding. Who's Jay Brown? Just come to the wedding. Oh, that's Ty Dolla $ign on bass. He's 11 years old. He's bad on bass. So let's go over to the wedding. Oh my God, we're at Jay Brown's wedding. That's Mario Winan. I know, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man.
All these connected fibers.
Yeah.
And those are the things that drive you to put it all together for yourself.
Those are all the things.
Yeah.
And that's why my whole existence is like, let me just hope I inspire like enough kids that I'm not tripping on inspiring kids how to play instruments. Mm-hmm. Sometimes that shit is boring. I just love it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I just want to inspire kids like to think of other ways out, think of other things like that. That's why like I love like, man, when I see kids that masters on that Fruity Loops, it reminds me of I get just as excited as seeing Corey Henry play organ. Like, oh, this is amazing. Look at this. It's kind of like the pianos and horns switch to laptops.
Mm-hmm. So you don't look at them as cheat codes?
No.
Because some people do and some purists do. That's why I asked you that.
That's unfortunate for them.
I feel the same way.
It's not a cheat code. Because I can't do it.
Only thing I don't like is auto-tune. That's the only thing I...
You know what? I'm
not the biggest auto-tune
I'm going to say this, and I tell every artist this. I tell every artist, and these are the facts, what I say. I say, you got to be careful about continuing tracking through auto-tune. It's going to build such a hard crutch for your live show. And I tell people this, they just, whatever. And man, every time I do a show with somebody, if they don't got the auto-tune man there, they don't want to do the show.
The auto-tune man?
The auto-tune man there, they don't want to do the show, know.
But I tell certain artists that if your thing is the auto-tune, if your sauce is in the auto-tune,
keep it with you.
Keep it on you.
Keep it on you.
That's your investment. As you say, when you get your first $5,000,
I need the auto-tune man.
Get your auto-tune kit.
Yeah. But then a lot of cats don't, somebody that uses auto-tune a lot, but we just did 7 nights in a row at the Blue Note, and that's James Fauntleroy. We did 7 nights, 2 sets a week 2 sets a night at the Blue Note. And that boy
James can
sang.
really
James can sing, though.
Sang.
James can really sing.
Sang.
Though.
But I always said because everybody, all the youngsters, James he's built the option.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those of us who can sing use it as
A tool.
as a sonic, as a
Yeah,
tool.
a tool.
Like, but
Yeah.
don't get it fucking twisted.
Don't get it twisted.
There is a difference.
Yeah. James did 2 sets a night at the Blue Note. That's bad PA system.
Hey,
That's bad.
you gotta be fantastic.
You gotta be
in that
fantastic. That's you know what I'm saying? You got to sing.
I love
got
them
to
grimy
sing,
spots.
yeah.
Them ain't cordless mics.
No. Oh, no.
Them is chords.
Them chords the Blue Note.
Yeah.
We ain't written that.
Come on, man.
That come out our side.
Shared monitors.
Come on now.
So we were talking about your pops
Yep.
getting you that tape. He gets you an Ice-T tape.
He gave me the Ice-T tape. You're a great songwriter. You've always been great at that. See how you brought it back? You see how you did that? You've always been good at that, man. Even through conflict, you're great at
Even
this.
through conflict.
No, you're amazing. This is what Jay is.
Well, thank you,
Amazing.
brother.
You're amazing.
Through conflict.
I got that Ice-T tape, man, and I remember the first song I heard when I popped it in at the house. My dad left. He didn't know about cussing on tapes, none of that. But I remember the first thing I heard was 6 a.m, police out my door, and I was like, because our house I got raided a few times. Because when you a jab, you just trying to survive. Your daddy sell a little dope here and there,
Right,
but you
right.
know,
It's dope in the house.
whatever it take to help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you grow up bags packed by the door for evictions and different things like that. And so I was familiar with just the lifestyle he was talking about. Like, he's talking about police come to his door too. Whoa, I don't feel alone, you know? So I started following Ice-T, and then my mom used to go to the Rhodium Swap Meet. This is a place in Gardena where I see a lot of cats talk about the history of West Coast hip hop, but they don't bring up one of the meccas in the place that without this place, none of this shit would be moving. And that's the Rhodium Swap Meet. A brother named Steve Yanu. This is where like this is the swap meet where you could go to the swap meet and see Eazy-E, Dr. Dre spinning, Ice Cube on the mic, DJ Yella. Everybody knows
No
Steve
way.
Yanu. This is the Rhodium, and this would change my life. So I had the Ice-T tape that whole weekend. My mama started going to the Rhodium swap meet. And my parents had just separated. So now she on trying to figure out how to be the single mama. She young, she LA single mama, so she like, I'm gonna go to swap meet. I know you like music. I'm gonna stick you at the music store.
Right. I'm going to drop you off.
I'm gonna tell, hey, he here. I'm just right there.
Yeah.
Mama be all gone. Don't leave. Don't you, boy, if you leave, I'm gonna
And
see
you knew not to leave the
And
music
I didn't
store.
leave.
You knew.
I didn't leave.
We knew.
Man, let me tell you, man. I remember the first time she took me, my first blink of an eye, and the first record I could think about was Christmas rap. And then Public Enemy. And then Steve came to me and said, man, you like rap? You ever heard of Eazy-E? And I'm like,
This is the guy who's running this.
Steve Yanu. Yeah.
Okay.
This Dr. Dre boy, Snoop. Everybody knows Steve Yanu. The ones know who I'm talking about.
Okay.
The ones that don't know, that's why they music, because they history and they foundation shaky. That's why they records to this day is shaky. It all counts.
Yeah.
But so Steve Yanu, and it's like I said Eazy-E, but I said, well, I think, and he played a song called Boys in the Hood. I'm like, oh yeah, because my cousins that lived in Bakersfield, I had 2 fine cousins, right? I got a gang of fine cousins, but in the 80s though, they was
It's a different type
bad.
of
They was
fine.
different
Yeah,
kind
it's a different type of fine. Yeah,
Basket waves and they was hanging with the dope dealers in LA, but they was from Bakersfield. So my mom would send me to Bakersfield for the summer. And I remember coming back down. We would take the Greyhound bus and get off in downtown, and they would tell my mom and them, cousin Louie coming to get us. But it always be 2 niggas with Jerry curls and loud music and Nissan trucks. It's like 86, 87, I'll never forget. So we hop and they'd be like, okay, now I know I'm in the back, everybody sitting next to the cousin, the shoulders moving. Now I know what's up. You know, I'm older, but I'm like, oh, but I would be in the back of the speakers. And I remember when I first heard, and woke up quick at about noon, just thought that I had to be in Compton soon. Nigga, my eyes, I was a kid. I said, what is this? And then it went, I'm about to, damn near went blind. Young nigga at the pad throwing up gangs. I just remember, and when he said throwing up gang signs, the two niggas in the car they threw up their hood, and we was going down Crenshaw, and I just got so infatuated with that song and these Crips going to Crenshaw with this music.
Yes, sir.
Cause my dad at that, it was jazz and the Hawkins, it was, Andre Crouch, and I was like, man, I'm not with, I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I was like
This
so
seemed
infatuated.
way more fun.
What? What? And they started letting me say cuz around this how they now I know that they turned me out. This because and then my cousin say, now when we get out the car, Terry, don't tell your mama who came and got us. So I ain't saying nothing. If we could do that again, nothing.
Yeah.
So man, I started hanging with them young man. Them dudes are all they off. And I grew up in that neighborhood anyway, but that was the time. But anyway, going to the Rhodium swap meet, Steve Banner said, you heard of Eazy-E? And this happened a week ago, but I didn't know the artist's name.
Right.
And I said, I don't know what do. I was young, like he got like a sore voice. Sound like a sore voice. Is his name Sore Voice? What's his name? And he played, it's this, and he played the remix again. Then he was like, I'm gonna give you this record. He was like, it's a radio version on the other side. That's what you play. But he went and winked his eye. And that record, I tell Dr. Dre the story. I took that record home, and being my mom was in the process of learning how to be a single mom. She working, so she didn't have a lot of time. So I'm playing all the cussing. Now I'm full-fledged wearing Lokes in the mirror, Cortez in the mirror.
How old are you?
7. I'm telling my mama, how come we not from Compton?
How come
we not?
Why we not from Compton? Why we Eazy-E from Compton? Why I want to be from where Eazy-E from? So I would get good grades, man. And her treat was to drive me. She would drive me in front of the Compton sign when I was like 7, 8, because I was like infatuated. Then watch this. Watch how God worked. So at 8 years old, by then my family's in the music business. My aunties do all the background at this time for Anita Baker, for Lenny Kravitz, the Perry sisters. So at this time we're going to all the concerts. I'm the child and the black kid in the industry, growing up with the other black kids in the industry.
Yeah.
And this your mama's side though.
My mama's side. So now
They all singers. Your
Everybody.
daddy's side is the musicians.
all musicians.
Okay. Okay.
I had a funny joke, but family looks at this. I won't say it. I had a fucked up joke. One side's writers, one side are musicians. It is very obvious. But so I'm at the Universal Amphitheater, and at this time, this is deep too. This is deep. I ain't gonna bust no tears on this one, but this is deep because this had to be 88. This had to be 88, and 88 was deep because crack cocaine, I hit LA tough at that time. Crack cocaine was like, everybody was affected by crack cocaine. And if you're around that area, everybody, either if somebody was selling it or doing it, or one of your cousins you thought was balling, when you figure out what happened to Leroy done tested this shit. It was a typical story. People was selling phone cords. People was tearing off roofs trying to sell, VCRs. Was, niggas was saying they was cable men with gas station shirts on trying to get into the house. It was crack was running rampant, and the music that was soothing everybody and making sure black people dance was one man named Teddy Riley with New Jack Swing at that time. And so my mom would always play that album, the first Guy album, I never will forget. And that was 87. It came out in 87. And cause she played out a New Year's Eve party, 87 going into 88. And Peace of My Love, all them type records. But going back to this concert, so 88 comes, Guy is coming to the concert. The tour is, Guy was the headliners. MC Hammer with Too Big MC.
Mm-hmm.
Kid and Play.
Yeah, man.
And Kwame.
God, it was going crazy.
This was the tour. And we was at the Universal Amphitheater. I was in the pit. And I was in the pit. I was always in the front row. Now I'm kind of used to it. But I'm like, we about to see Guy. I'll never forget Guy come on. They used to come on with the sheets like this. Gerald Hayward and them playing drums. They used to come on with the sheets where you couldn't see. Crowd screaming. And they started doing the Running Man. I remember I'm looking up and a joint dropped from somebody's head. A joint. And I seen it. And I picked it up. And my mama right there. Teely, my cousin Teely was right there. I picked it up. And I looked up and it was Eric. It was Eazy-E. It dropped out of his ear. And I went, and I remember looking at him, and he said, man, he said, you gonna be here the whole night? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'm gonna see you backstage. When we went backstage, it was Dr. Dre, Eazy. I remember going to Eazy. I still got the Raiders hat signed. He signed. And he signed, they all signed my Raiders hat.
They all signed your Raiders hat.
And he said, stay in school, listen to your mama.
That's the joint that fell out his ear.
At the joint.
He told you to meet him backstage.
Yeah.
But stay in school, though.
Yeah.
You didn't want to stay in school after that day.
Nah. I'm just, now we just talk. I'm just bringing, I ain't even thought about that till now.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Did you give him his joint back or did you smoke it?
I gave it back. Well, I gave it back. And he talked to my mom that day. He said, yeah, that's a cool little man. He gave me back my joint. He said when I was smoking at his age, you know what I'm saying? He was cool. My mom still remember that because I was so infatuated with Eazy-E.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and then just with Dr. Dre, then when Straight Outta Compton came out, then Ice Cube. And we used to see Ice Cube ride around the neighborhood in a Suzuki Samurai because he grew up less than a mile from where we all come from. So we used to see him, he's like, we see, there go Ice Cube, you know. But what's good about LA, you grow up seeing that. You grow up seeing, they go BattleCat in that dually. Oh man, he get his haircut there? Okay. I'ma wait there. Cause I don't want the plug from this other nigga cause he trying to get some money. I'm away at the barbershop for BattleCat. At Good Fred's barbershop in the VNs. I'ma walk from the 6-0s and walk to the VNs and wait for BattleCat. Right there. So when he see me, he know I'm serious cause I'm waiting for him in the VNs. And I found him. Had a tape. Bam.
What's on the tape?
Beats.
Beats?
Come on, Beats. I've been waiting my life to see BattleCat, man. You know?
How old are you at this point?
BattleCat was a little old. I was 17 by then.
Mm-hmm.
I was 17.
And is that your first? I'm like, obviously you've been playing with, you know, you on the circuit.
Yeah.
But is this your first kind of entry into trying to get into the music business side of it though? Because like you said, you got a tape of beats at 17. Before that, it's jamming.
This is my first entrance into like BattleCat has a fancy car, fresh jewelry, fresh clothes. Mm-hmm. He's with Snoop Dogg. This is the door.
Yeah.
And BattleCat has given me so much information and teaching me. So he's given me so much to where it's like I'm just like, even I'm so spiritually indebted to him, but it's just like he's like, I'm studying with him.
So I take it he likes your beats.
Yeah.
Because there's another side to that of if they don't like your beats, you don't get these opportunities.
Mm-hmm. You know what but at that point, you know, the good part about me being such a focused musician at that, because at that age, I'm already playing though. Mm-hmm. At that age, I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm already in jazz clubs. I'm already the midnight musicals. I'm already playing with Andrew Goucher. I'm already with Craig. I'm already on a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
So you might have been in that club that Tank was going to hear niggas play on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Yeah, you already
probably
on the
so.
level.
Yeah,
on the level.
I'm already a young guy. My teachers is Billy Higgins, Andrew Goucher. I mean, I'm LA. I'm already moving. But remember I told you I saw Warren Campbell with that Mercedes, bro.
Yeah.
That changed my
you
life.
Never seen that on the other side.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Right.
What nobody pulling up like that? And I'm from LA, so I like all this. I like everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like everything they teach us not to love and not to like. I like those things.
Yeah.
You know, meaning finances. I like the freedom money allows you to have. I like property. I like buying my children things. I like food. I like
I like nice shit.
I like nice shit.
Right.
Absolutely.
So my whole head all my
so
life.
You weren't waiting for the meek to inherit the earth.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. When I saw Warren with that Benz, I followed his program. I said, okay, if I know anything, I know to shut the fuck up and follow a program. So I followed his program. I started reading his credits. DJ Quick, BattleCat. If he feels like that about those, I need to learn something.
Yeah.
So what did I do? I prayed to get with them. Like I prayed to get with Snoop Dogg. I knew I was gonna get with BattleCat. I knew I was gonna study with DJ Quick. I knew these things because at this time it just wasn't nobody of a fan and the level of studying with production and frequencies and sonic things at my age as I was, because I was into knowing who Dave Aaron is the tracking engineer for All Eyes on Me. I wasn't just into knowing who played the mini moog. I was into knowing who was the second, who patched the 11-7, who patched the present, who decision was it for that.
Oh, you were studying.
I was, because I wanted to know why. And then in LA it got tricky because I wanted to know why niggas said they was good. Because my dad's from the East Coast, so I also grew up going back and forth to the East Coast a lot, where the focus wasn't about finances and it was about face value. Are you a bad motherfucker? Whether you in church, you in the club, can you play? It was just about that. It wasn't about who you was with, what gig you was on, how does your watch shine, how do you smile, how many things you get. It wasn't about none of that. Can you play tonight? And can you bring emotion to the table? If you can't, you irrelevant. That's where he was coming from. You know, so I had that in me. So when I got through LA, because my dad used to talk crazy shit about LA musicians. Horrible. I used to hate it. Like, but bro, I'm from LA. You had me.
Right. So you talking about me?
Oh, y'all corny. You know, corny. These motherfuckers be, you know, twirling sticks and dancing while they mother corny. You know, but I'll be like, yo, I think I like everything he says he doesn't like. I like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I just, man, just. Yeah. Where was we at? You said don't get too high. You showed up way too late. I already smoked a joint in the car, bro. You showed up way too late. You showed up way too late.
You are a real musician, though. This is
This is the epitome of it.
This is it. This is what, and people don't get to see real creatives.
Yeah.
Right? They get to hear
Yeah.
real creatives. But like seeing a real creative, bro, like that's why you were so important for us to bring on this podcast. Your resume is your resume. But, and I don't think you know this, when I call you about being a creative.
Yeah.
When we talk. Because
Yeah.
I know that I'm tapping into a source for me. And I have no problem saying that openly and honestly. You know what I mean? I look at you
we
in a
never
different
talk
light.
about the ball game.
No.
We never talk about the ball game.
No.
I have great ball game talk too.
No, we like when I call you, it is to tap into a source of real creativity and the mind of somebody who lives music.
Yeah.
And people don't always get to see that. And that's why I said you were so important for us to bring on here. You know what I mean? Because this is unscripted. We don't do, you know what I mean? Like,
Man, I've been waiting to get on this show.
I want you to forget the stories as in the middle of the story sometimes.
I am.
Because
I'm like, man.
And then it come to you.
And
like,
then it come to you.
Because these are we talking about in the late 1900s, man.
For real.
That sounds so crazy.
For real.
No, we talking about a
sounds so
time.
crazy.
Like, this is funny. I was supposed to play. Nissan used to try to get me on so many gigs. Nothing was coming through for a while, right? I'm gonna try and get the horns. And, the horns is always.
It's last.
That's why I started playing keyboard a whole bunch.
Yeah.
A whole bunch. Like the Snoop, I played.
You gotta
keys.
really be cracking to get the horn section.
Yeah. No,
You gotta have a real budget.
You got a real budget.
Gotta have a real budget.
Y'all not cheap, bro. The horn section is not cheap.
I'm never in the horn section. I'm always keys.
No, now, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
At one point,
it goes your basic 4-piece.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe you get some money, double up on the keyboard player.
Yeah.
But then when you get a little extra change, the percussionist comes in.
the percussion comes
You
in.
get a percussionist. And then you get horns.
Yeah. Because horns is like, to me, on the outside of like, y'all super musicians, right?
Yeah.
I do music.
Yeah.
It's a difference.
Yeah.
So for me, I look at whenever niggas got a horn section, oh, them niggas is Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, no. Horns.
That's why I'm like, oh,
Because
these
horns
niggas is Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Horns
now.
is like, I mean, when you see a band when you see an artist with a full band, when you see an R&B artist when you see a black R&B artist
Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
with a full band on stage, they care about the people.
Because they're losing money.
We ain't no
They're
money.
losing money.
Ain't no money being got.
No money being made. It's
No
all
money
for
being.
y'all.
It's all for y'all. I gotta I gotta do the LA show like this. I gotta do it's when I see horn section and this, when I start seeing dancers in the horn sections, I'm like, oh man. But the horn section's always, and my job for a lot of artists is to like, Terrace, how can we make money and kill this? And my job is to say, never mind. But My job is to protect a lot of the artists and tell them how to kind of cut the band, but still give the same effect so they can make money for their family. Because a lot of people don't know when you have a band sometime. I mean, other than the huge top 5 arena artists,
Yeah.
right? But having a band usually with an artist, for me, even being a touring artist, is because we just love the fellowship and love the musicians on stage. Because sometimes we're not even taking on half the money. I learned something about you every time I bump in the Tank, it's on a flight. And one time I was humbled because it was one of these flights that I was like, I shouldn't be flying first class because I really can't afford this first class ticket, but I'm so used to doing it, I'm gonna do it anyway. And Tank was on the same flight right behind me on the Premium Plus with half the money, and this is Tank. That's when I told you, Premium Plus. Remember I told you? I saw Tank. I saw Tank 4 times in the past 5 years with a pillow.
Oh,
I saw him in Atlanta. I saw Tank in different. I saw him finessing Dorp at the people at the. I saw Tank. Tank is a well-traveled touring artist.
Absolutely.
So that's why I say I
Hey.
saw Tank. No more first class. I got to get early.
Built my mileage up.
Come on.
And I can get that comfort seat.
Yeah.
And bet on the upgrade.
Then you good.
Man, I'm good. If I don't get it,
You
guess
good.
what? I still got a nice window.
good.
With a
the
pillow.
TV is
With your
free with a
personal
pillow.
pillow.
Yeah.
I'm linked over. I'm good. I
You
got a few
good.
snacks on me, some Cheez-Its.
And that way you can still have the band.
And you have a club membership where you can go eat before you
I
get
go
on the
in front of
plane.
the flight.
So you good. That's
'Cause that's really the difference on most first class flights.
yeah.
Is the food.
Is the food. You get to eat some food.
The only time I need first class is overseas.
You definitely need first class.
The only time I need to lay down is Japan. When
Yeah.
we're doing those runs.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
When you're doing those runs, not we. You.
I haven't been to Japan, so.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's do a project together. Let's go. A project of ballads. Robert loves his piano. The he always talks about that record.
Yeah.
Hey, you hear Tank's record? Yeah, man, I heard it, man. You know, I'm a Tank fan, man. Come on, man.
No, I was telling him the other day too. Like I appreciate guys like you, Robert, Adam Blackstone.
Oh yeah, Adam.
Guys
my
that
boy.
are that are purists in your thing.
Yeah.
In music, but that still can relate to a Tank who is, and this is me just speaking freely.
Mm-hmm.
He got that same type of gift,
Mm-hmm.
but I think some musicians say because of the songs that he sings or the way that he looks singing those songs with his shirt off and all that other shit, I think he gets judged by that. But I don't think y'all do. But
Yeah.
there are a certain section
Yeah.
of these purists
Yeah.
who are like, no, we can't include him.
Yeah.
And I appreciate y'all for that.
Yeah. Well, that
And he won't say that.
Yeah.
But I'ma say it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Tank is a proven generation bad motherfucker artist. Like it's just he's done all the proper steps. He's done all it's steps to this shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm not giving this shit up for all the.
Right.
No.
You know, I know. We talk about it.
Man, you said some years ago on Sway. You said about publishing. People just want to publish, and you said, man, you better write an idea. You better come hum something. You better come like just.
Give me some.
Yeah, it's like when you know those like Tank is in a class of his own, and usually what happens is like nobody wants to be confronted with the truth. You know, that's hard. That's
Speak on that.
that's hard. To no matter what the theatrics are, what the pyro is, that's a hard emotional thing. To know you was talking shit about a man with your lady the night before, and you got to go on after this man, but he just stripped the whole band because they missed the flights because we had to get them certain tickets because, you know, be like that. But he put a piano out there and just, Tank, you only got 4 minutes. And then he decides to do something like, he looks in the front 5, 6 rows and see all these beautiful women and all these men on their phones not paying attention to their woman. And he does, I Can't Make You Love Me. And no matter your pyro, your flips, even your hits, you can't fight the heart. You can't. When somebody has a gift musically to make another human's heart do things, that's more powerful than the ear. The ears, physical is a muscle. We go on and you know, when you get older, blah, blah, blah. The heart, you never forget how something make you feel.
Yeah.
You know, and that. So it's like a lot of people don't got time for that. They don't got time to make people feel like anything. They're trying to get to the next thing, and you know, and that's a reminder of you got to practice. You got to practice. He's practicing every day. He's singing every day. He's in the gym. That's a serious, mind you, I'm from the era of serious musicians, like, are very physically in shape. Like, it doesn't go one way. Like, my father was like, because I'm not like my dad. My dad was a run 3 mile, this, protein, you got to, you know, till I remember when he couldn't even walk, and he was, Dad, what you doing? He'd be like, I'm working out because the blood got to go somewhere. He just work out his hands. The blood got to go somewhere.
Wow.
And when he couldn't move his hands, he started doing his eyelids. Like, he would read charts and do the clap and count with the eyelids. Every day. So it's like, Tank, I come from a line and from a thing where this is a product of this is R&B. You know, that's really what he embodies that. And I think a lot of people are just worried about everybody that embodies the truth. You know, these are my opinions, and you know, these are my opinions. These aren't law. These aren't anything. But I do know, you know, what Herbie always teaches me and Quincy always teaches me is like everybody has their book. Everybody's book is completely different. And one of the worst things we could do is pay attention to someone else's book and timeline. Because everybody's got a book. It's like, you know how this shit go, man. They not gonna tally the shit that we say till we gone. You know, that's one of the prices you pay to make sure you're doing the right thing to them hearts. You know what I'm saying? It's a miserable thing that I got so many friends that focused on the ears in their career. Big houses, nice fast cars, and this, and then I go visit their house, and it's a new nigga this year staying in the house they had in the same house. And they, you know, the rotation.
Cycles, yeah.
You know the rotation.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all. We know the rotation.
Yeah.
And I'm from here, so I grow up seeing the rotation.
With the same visitors too.
The same visitors, same people. You know, it's so hard for me to go to some of these award shows now because I'm like, man, these are the same guys that have been fucking everybody over 20 years. They still get the seats. You know, it's amazing these days. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you know, when it's the truth, it's very difficult. But when you got to stay on that path. Miles Davis stayed on the path.
Better believe it.
You know, James Brown stayed on the path. These are bad motherfuckers, man. Without the memes and the funny shit that go around now, the serious of these cats is serious, man.
Yeah.
You know.
So as you start to move into this space of music business, right? The recording side of the music business. Producing, making your own projects, doing this whole thing. Because now that's a whole nother world. We all know this. What is your first taste of success in your mind?
My first taste of success is really sitting down, figuring out a plan. And I remember when I got done writing my motherfucking plan, what I'm gonna do, I said I'm gonna look at Nissan and Rapture and Warren Campbell. Nissan Rapture was doing beats and was playing for everybody. Then they hustled up on the beat thing, they moved through the musician shit. Warren Campbell was playing on everybody's record and ended up making the name. So I was like, okay. Warren got that Benz. I mean, he didn't stay in the musician touring chair too long. So I said, okay, I can't stay here too long. And you know, that was like really the real thing is, let me use the saxophone. Although saxophone is my first love and my love. I love Charlie Parker, John Coltrane, Sonny Stitt, Cannonball Adderley, Eddie Clean, Vincent. I love the saxophone. But I also grew up with a single mom in South Central LA. With a daddy that played jazz, but he wasn't one of the famous guys. Like, he wasn't going to Japan like me and my friends are. He wasn't also lucky. You know what I'm saying? So I'm aware of what I like this jazz shit. I like this. I love this. But damn, bro, I'm trying to go to the marina, to the movies. I'm trying to get the J's. And I got a baby at 15. I got his mom on my head. Shout out Nicole. His mom on my head. I'm like, she on my head, bro. She's like, you gonna work at Toys R Us? I'm like, I ain't doing none of that. I'm gonna be a famous jazz musician. Got me fucked up.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna make it. I was saying that, but in my head I was like, this jazz shit about to be rough. This about it sounded good.
Right.
You know, man. So I really followed what I would like to hope. I think I followed that Warren Campbell and that I followed portions of the Warren Campbell and the Nissan and Rapture. They were the closest ones I seen be a musician. And then my boy, my friend that really put me on with Snoop was a brother by the name of Marlon Williams, a guitarist. Like all the records I've done with Kendrick, Travis Scott, Snoop, and my whole catalog for like 16 years of catalog music, he is the guitarist that's writing the guitar parts, like not just playing on top of my harmony, one note lines. He's writing parts that if you solo them, the crowd will sing. Like King Kunta, all these different records, just, you know, if these walks, just real deep records. So he was already with Snoop, you know, and I never will forget, because I was like, man, I need to get with Snoop. Because I met Snoop when I was 16, and I heard him say Loke. I know he from Long Beach, from 20 Crip. I'm involved in the Crip card, the Crip Nation. So I know if I get with Snoop and Snoop find out that I'm a musical guy that come from that thing, that is familiar with that thing, and
the hood Herbie Hancock right here.
And I was like, if I could get with Snoop, you know, I never asked BattleCat to put me with Snoop. I never asked none of them guys to put me with Snoop. Marlon Williams, I said, man, I gotta get with Snoop, you know, because I was always a real respectful musician, because I grew up with musicians, so I knew not to overstep my boundaries. If a producer called me, I knew when I was a musician to leave when it's time to leave.
You were there to play. It's a session.
That's why I worked so much.
Yeah.
I knew how to shut the fuck up and keep pushing.
Yeah.
Keep my job. Because I saw a lot of musicians that I grew up, my uncles in different family was very opinionated people, you know. And I saw how opinions didn't work too well in the workforce in Los Angeles. People arguing over opinions, the most stupidest shit in the fucking world. So I knew then to shut the fuck up if I want to work and make a living in LA record culture. So I never asked BattleCat or none of them to put me with Snoop. And I didn't want to ask BattleCat for that, because I didn't want to be around Snoop and BattleCat. I just wanted BattleCat. I didn't want to share no time with BattleCat. I wanted to get everything I could. Yeah. BattleCat is enough of the star, and still to this day, he's. I look at him the same way I look at Quincy Jones, for me personally.
Yeah,
you know, for me personally.
Yep.
I look at him as the architect. He's the guy from my neighborhood that was on the radio with Domino. That Domino. Okay, so we could still be us, but we could still be us, still be G with it. Love our families, love God. If we got a trip, slap a nigga if we got a trip, but love music.
Yeah.
You know, and he loved his kids. You know, and I used to love the fact he loved, because I back then, I'm from the era of, you know, if you didn't have no money, the baby mama was not fucking with you. It was a bad time in Black history, I call it, straight up, you know. And it was just, money was driving the world, where I didn't have a lot of money at a certain age. So seeing BattleCat raise his kids really helped me maneuver with my children and they moms, just to the best of my ability at that time. You know what I'm saying? But Marlon Williams, man, I'm at the GMWA, Gospel Music Workshop of America. I'm doing credit card fraud. I'm flying choirs out on fake credit cards. I'm hustling.
I didn't know that's where this was going. No way.
But I'm also playing with God's property.
Scamming for the church.
I'm scamming for me, not the church. We're not gonna put God in that.
That's great. It's great.
So I was at the GMWA, and it was in Minneapolis.
Okay.
And back then I was doing credit card fraud a lot. I got in trouble for that. When I was trying to make my way to be a musician, I wanted to fly places and meet up with the homies. So I knew how to run the plays. You feel me? Like, I ain't gonna be broke.
You'll figure it out.
If the horn break, if the music stop, man, I ain't gonna be broke. That's what I ain't gonna do. I didn't grow up like, we ain't gonna even move like that. So I was just trying to get it, not to do anything other than my music career and to fly the homies out, to fly keyboards out. And, you know, we did have, I went to jail for this.
Okay.
So we had these fake business cards that it said Dogg, the travel agent. So if we ever get caught by the police, we gave him the card. Like, man, we didn't know it. We got the tickets from Dogg. But come to find out, Dogg. Bad idea. So I flew about 5 choirs out to the GMWA, but for some reason, they return tickets didn't work. They got stuck. And I'm there. And I'm there on these tickets too. But now, I'm like, I get the call. I'm like, don't trip. Let me get back to my hotel room because I got a suite. You know, I got my receipts, my laptop. And back then, it wasn't no fast internet, so I had to go to Kinko's a lot.
Yeah.
Feel me? Surviving.
Yeah.
So I'm like, don't trip. I'm gonna get all y'all home. Just I told the homie, hey, just tell him it's a glitch, cuz we gonna work it out. Just tell him pray. We gonna do it. It's nothing. But when I go back to my room to get on my laptop to do the
they waiting on you.
my card ain't working. And then I'm like, but now let me tell you, when you doing that life, you gotta believe in the whole thing. So you like, they made a mistake. So I go down. I can't make this shit up, man. Marlon Williams know this story.
It's them.
I go downstairs. I'm like, my key's not working. And they said, wait right here.
That's
You
when
should
you.
leave.
That's
That's
when
when
you
you're supposed to
run.
leave.
That's when you run.
When you committed. Because this is when we was, you know these kind of guys.
What?
And I was
Absolutely.
like, get the manager.
You gonna do that now?
And my shit's in the room.
Yeah,
My horn,
yeah.
my bags, everything's in the room. So I called my dad because my dad's living in Minneapolis, right? I said, Dad, the thing just bonked out. I need you to pull up and just, I'm gonna say some shit to go and I'm gonna say I got asthma. I'm about to fake this asthma attack. I'm about to get into this room and get my shit. I need to pull up, get this back door. I'm gonna hop in the car. We're gonna bone out. And this is when Sprint, I was doing the burnout phones with Sprint. No, Nextel, the burnout, the chirps, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, right? So I never forget, they let me up. I'm like, well, we'll iron out the payment, but let me get my asthma shit. We'll iron out the payment. So I went up, got my shit. That's why to this day I keep my shit be by the door. Got my shit hotel. My dad waiting to hop in the car as I'm getting the car. Cause I told Marlon, if Snoop need a nigga to roll his blunts, to take pictures, to wipe his shoes, to carry the luggage. Marlon had been with Snoop since 95 and touring with Snoop forever.
Yeah.
So Marlon was the real plug with all of us to any bit of celebrity, anything. So I said, if Snoop need anything. So a year later, Marlon said, hey, Snoop want to try horns. He want to try horns. I said, what you mean horns? I said, what you mean? He like, he wants you, I got it, situation, try horns. He said, hey, this the burnout. He said, hey, keep your motherfucking beats in your pocket. Do not do this gig to give him beats. You do this gig to do a good show and to make sure the music is right. If you do this wrong, you're gonna fuck up any window of giving him any music. Don't be the typical musician fucking up the moment and rushing the moment because you feel like it's your moment. You're this. I'm gonna get this or it's never gonna happen. Just chill. You're already in, just chill. And man, for a year I had a back pocket full of beats. And every day I just go, this minute Snoop just look at me the wrong way. I was right. So one day we was rehearsing. I flew back and, mind you, I'm in the car running. I never got back to choirs. That's why I left my gospel career alone. I left them all there. So I had to come back to LA.
Wait.
I never figured out the choirs. I see some of them to this day. They don't, everything cool now. But they made it back. They made it back. Shout out. They know me. I was young. I was just doing my thing. I didn't mean no harm.
I didn't mean no harm.
But you gotta know if shit is a real discount, crazy rate. Like, come on, bro.
You know what it is.
You gotta know.
You know what's going
Everybody's in on it.
So
Everybody, to a certain degree.
I fly back. My mama send me the money. Mama, send me money. Fly back. I ain't got no money. Please. What happened to your money? Mama, I can't talk to you. You know what I'm involved in. Get me back home, mama. Cause the police.
They
I
looking
just
for
got. I want to go back and I want to play with Snoop. I've been praying for.
So
this
that's
type
the
of-
chirp you get.
Just the
when
chirp
you, when
while
you
I'm
hop
in the
car with
car.
your
Like,
daddy.
hello. Marlon like, hey nigga, get back to LA tomorrow. We got rehearsal. Snoop want a horn section. What? I'm out of a guy's property. Fuck them. Get back. The dog wants you. I'm on the way.
Because I probably can't talk to guys properly no more after this.
I'm
anyway.
gone.
Because I didn't.
You out.
I'm gone.
Because they stuck in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I'm gone. I came back. We rehearsed. SIR. My first time rehearsing SIR. I was like, wow,
How old are you at this point?
19.
Oh, you're a baby.
19 right now.
I'm not letting a 19-year-old nigga book my ticket anyway. You know what I mean? Like I'm just not. I'm not.
Let me tell you something.
I'm not.
Respectfully, back in those days, you gotta say back in those days. The black church is a real culture, man. Discounts is a real thing.
Yeah.
Discounts are a real thing. Well, Tank was a discounted musician every week.
I mean, you gotta get to how you gotta get to.
How much did they pay you? Because they paid him 125, 150.
Most I ever got a Sunday was 150.
150.
Yeah, see, I
big.
Did you even get that? Did you get that?
It started off at $25.
He's from the East Coast though. Like that's I mean the camper play. I mean the biggest guys. Just I play for like that's just more the LA was always different. It's like
I feel like LA had more of a business culture.
19
they were so close to
for sure
to the music
going out on the road.
For sure, yeah. 18,
shit,
19, 20 for me those 3 years I was at Church of the Harvest, and for a week for sure. I remember in '98 I was getting $1,200 a week. That's 5 services because I was subbing for Donald Hayes for 3 years. He went out on a play. Gospel plays was a real.
Oh yeah,
Church of the Harvest was the first mega church I'd ever been to.
Oh, that's a real
in my life.
It was real, man.
I never seen nothing like that.
I knew I was making money because I rented a car for 3 years.
What?
I was making church. I was getting paid. I was like $1,200 a week. I didn't have no rent.
Yeah, you just cooking.
I'm just hanging, trying to get the Snoop Dogg.
Wow.
Still trying to get out the church though. Still trying to not play in the church. Mm-hmm. Still doing rebel shit like I was doing. Cause like McClendon was on TV, and I was like, man, I can't be known as I don't want to be known as a church dude. Like I don't want to be known as the jazz dude. I want to be known as a musician. So what I'm gonna do different? So I was always early with like, I'm gonna dye my hair fire engine red because I'm directly behind the camera.
What?
I'm gonna dye my hair bright red so everybody can see me. Cause we on TV. I ain't got nothing to do with no ministry. That's TV. That's business.
All business.
I was on that then.
With
cut the cameras off. We
fire
on
red.
We on TV. I gotta be singing like you, baby. You know, but
us.
So church, I was making, and then I grew up, and then like Andrew Goucher, my mentor, I was doing like whatever Donald Hayes didn't want to do. I remember me trying to learn so many Donald Hayes way of playing because he knew how to play saxophone where I seen it create real estate. You know. High notes and grace notes and knowing how to play those gospel tunes like Be Grateful and like really knowing how to pull out the spirit come through when he plays. So I was like, oh, I see. So I just always saw Donald Hayes rock crowds and Andrew Goucher and them. Andrew wasn't doing these wasn't local church dudes. These was innovators. So
these were animals.
Yeah, so I was I was young, really not worthy at all, but I was on their gig. You know, whatever Donald didn't want to do. I do them all, you know. I do everything, you know. Donald was the only dude and getting bread, all the records. Shout out to Donald Hayes, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Donald Hayes, like for real, like, yeah.
So you in with Snoop? When does he hear a beat?
Oh, here it go.
Yeah.
I did one whole tour with Snoop. Red Hot Chili Pepper tour, 3 months. I didn't say shit. Played my role. Kept it cool. I got close with him when we got back. We built a relationship, and I ended up staying with him, just always going to his house, just pulling up. And then one day, I remember he was. It had to be one of the days he, you know, everybody knows when Kobe was playing a Laker game, Snoop is not dealing with music when the Laker game's playing, when the Laker game's on. And we used to live so far. By the time I get to Snoop's house, the Laker game had just started. So I'm not leaving.
Watch the game.
Right. And I'm not that much into sports, but I learned through this, like, you know.
Yeah.
When Snoop says yeah, you say yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. In the face.
Yeah.
Put it in the face, right?
I feel like I want to say one night the Lakers lost or something like that. And I just happened to be there with the Beats. And, you know, he would always playing video games, Nate Dogg be around. And then I remember asking the engineer, play some beats. I'm like, does he mean play pre-existing? Because now I'm trying to listen for the clues. Because I don't want to, because Marlon said don't fuck it up. Yeah. So I don't want to fuck it up. So I'm listening for the cues. I'm like, to play the beats. And then the engineer took a little while. And then he just, it must have been God, bro. He just turned to me and said, "You got any beats?" And I was like, and I remember this exact day, he took the beat, I said, "These are 18 beats. These for you. I made these for you, like, these for you." He probably thought I was weird because I was like, "I'm built to work with you. I'm built to work with you. I prayed to work with you at 12. Like,
Now it's all coming out.
And so he like, so then he said, "I can do whatever I want with these beats." I said, "Yeah." He said, "These beats are all mine?" He said, "Yeah." He said again, "I can do whatever I want with these beats." I said, "Yeah." And the start of me and his relationship, of me by myself without being a ghost keyboard player like I was for years on a lot of major producers. By the time when he said that, it was at the time we also met a young man by the name of Sycamore. And Sycamore was really influencing Snoop Dogg back then on doing mixtapes. And Snoop had started this series called the Welcome to the Church series, and it was tearing up the streets of LA. And them first important series, the ones, was mainly produced by a young Terrace Martin, doing most of the music with a Jelly Roll and a BattleCat. And then he'd say my name. And then I was on the road with him. So then I start learning. So then I was saying in my head, I said, as I'm on the road, down records, just mixtape records. But I didn't need no money. I didn't need no money. I'm just gracious you rapped on a beat of mine. I didn't need I would have worked, I would have paid you to do this. I don't need no money. I'm just happy you did it. And I was on the road, and I started doing things like how I got on so many records. I start seeing, most musician behavior on the road with an artist is either they go back, go hang by themselves, some go eat with the guys, some try to hang out, laugh and joke with the artists. I hate those guys. They laugh and joke with the artists. For me, I knew that Snoop stayed in studios in LA, but there was no studio for him on the road. So I convinced the security guards. I said, "Man, can I ride the security bus?" And the security was intense. Nobody wanted to ride security. I said, "Man, can me and my friend Kamasi Washington, Kamasi ride the security bus?" Because I told Snoop, I'm going to bring a studio. But he didn't know I was doing this. So I lied and told security, yeah, Snoop said it's cool for me to bring the studio. Because now I'm finessing.
Yeah.
Because I'm knowing he don't talk to the security. He's a star. He talks to him, but about securing him, he's not worried about the studio with these guys.
Yeah.
So I'm already like, this is what we're gonna do. So I'm like, Snoop said, "Man, let me get the whole back of the bus, so I could, because this is the inbox.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I still had to bring a power supply with a keyboard. It's no soft synths going on, no VSTs right now.
Yeah.
So I had that studio on that bus, and I just know because now that I'm already in with Snoop, I still respected Marlon. Marlon was still with me the whole way. And I said, "What should I do now? What move?" He'd be like, "When we get to the next city sound check, you make sure you sit at that keyboard. And whatever song Snoop sing, you better know it. And if he sing a song, you play a song that he know on that keyboard. After that, he gonna be fucking with you. And then tell him, hey, I got a studio on the bus. Let's get out." So I was like, oh shit, this is like some other shit.
Yeah.
Cause Snoop would go to the sound checks and do a Blue Magic song or do a Temptation song.
Right.
He's a walking DJ. So I'd be like, oh, I don't have as many years of music. But at this point, I grew up playing the townhouse, black clubs, black weddings. Like, I know all the songs I need to know for a black wedding, a baby shower, anything. I know all the songs.
You got the dial up.
Yeah.
I know your songs.
Yeah.
I know the songs. And he starts singing. What song did he start singing? Hold on. An old gospel song. I think it was God Will Take Care of You by the Hawkins. It was some like esoteric song that you had to have like a Love Alive album to know this. And it just so happened. See how God do? He put me right in place. I had just spent a year studying this music with Robert Spud Seawright in Dallas, R.C. Williams, Sean Martin. I had just left Dallas for a year studying with all the gospel baddest motherfuckers in the world and knowing all the Hawkins songs. So I was right when he said, God will take care of you. And the band started playing it, and I was like, right after that, I said, hey, I got a studio on the bus, cuz like I'm trying to fuck with you, my nigga. I'm on the bus. He like, you got a whole studio on the bus? Yep. So he started making that security bus park in the, it was like, I was looking like the whole bus would park so Snoop could get to the studio early, and I would be the only engineer on the bus. And that's how we really bonded studio. Then when I got back to LA, I would go to his house because I wasn't going to Snoop Dogg for placements. See, that's where everybody got it fucked up.
Yeah.
My quest wasn't to come out on records with Snoop Dogg. My quest was to be next to him and just figure out what can I learn from him? How can I learn? My goal was never how many records I got on Snoop. If that was my goal, I probably would have had a lot more. My goal was to be around and be a service no matter what I was doing for Snoop. If Snoop needed the baddest musicians in the world, Thundercat, Robert Glasper, this. If Snoop needed that, blah, blah. Same thing for Kendrick. It just so happens I'm a very good record producer and musician. But if I could just fellowship the vibe, that's my thing, I think that's my gift.
Fellowship the vibe.
That's kind of my thing, man. So I think with Snoop, we really bonded because he see I didn't want nothing. I didn't need nothing because I didn't know I didn't need anything. I didn't know nothing about, I was just happy that I had food and I could be traveling the world. And I know damn well this man could do this shit with a fucking MP3 and they still gonna come. I never will forget the band sounded horrible one night. Cause niggas was being funny. If the band, they was being funny, they was being, when band members get paid a little late, they be little attitudes and shit.
Yeah.
But now Snoop, he didn't build me. I'm 5 years in. Now he got me. I care about the whole program. Now I'm like, okay, yeah, we gon' Nah, cause I know so many people, when I go back home, they would love this. They would love this. That's when you see Snoop was the first one that had me in the band, Kamasi in the band, Thundercat in the band, Robert Spud C. Wright in the band. Like Snoop is the fucking Billy Eckstein of this shit. And if you know about Billy Eckstein, Billy Eckstein had Dizzy Gillespie. Billy Eckstein had Miles Davis, Charlie Parker. Snoop is that. Without Snoop in the equation, Los Angeles is nothing musically. Not rap. Rap is one part of Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The franchise, the whole thing of the Death Row and the Snoop era are the ones that hired all the musicians.
Yeah.
That's what hired all the musicians. The musicians were so mad when Roger Lynn put out that fucking drum machine. They were so mad when the Lynn drum came out because drummers lost work. They were so mad when the Yamaha DX7 came out because horn players lost work. They were so fucking mad and depressed and broken hearts. Families getting lost. People living in hotels. It was dark. Death Row came. That kind of music, it was, when you have a hit record with live music on it, when the bass line, now you local musicians in that town, they gotta play that record at that club.
Yeah.
So when you have a hit record with live instruments, you supplying a job for other people. Craig Brockman taught me that. He said every time you play a horn on a record or you play an instrument, we are supplying work for the cats. We never leave the cats behind. They make the shit tick.
I love that.
They make the shit tick. Ain't about the money, cause it ain't never been about the money with me. Even with Kendrick, I just been on all the records, but that's my friend. I care about that guy because he's so gifted. But I've always cared about him. I just know if you in the vibe, you good. Get to the motherfucking vibe. People so busy trying to get to a spot without they trying to, the spots is there. Just get to the vibe, and if your gift will make room if you a bad motherfucker. Yeah. If you all talk, you'll be the guy bringing the bottles all the time. We need them too. But you ain't making no decisions bringing no motherfucking bottles. I could buy my own damn bottles. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So let's get into this because you segued into Kendrick and your work with Kendrick. You have been a very instrumental part of just the TDE family, one, but especially with Kendrick, and then when you guys get to Pimp a Butterfly, that's when, to me, it felt like, okay, they're fully in sync at this point. And in popular rap, you had never heard that type of musicianship in a long time. Or not, I won't say ever, but like, cause Snoop and Death Row had that, right? But in between that, it really wasn't a lot of, you didn't hear no horns on records. You didn't hear no, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, you didn't.
You just, that feeling.
Yeah.
That feeling at that level.
Yeah. Yeah.
I felt like Kendrick was taking a real chance. Because it could have just been written off of like, yeah, that's just too musical and too creative, and that ain't really what this thing is. I feel like he figured out a way to merge the worlds, and you were a big part of that. What was the conversation behind, like To Pimp a Butterfly?
It's a when you're really in sync, it's like I don't tour with a lot of people. When I do decide to come outside, it's with Herbie Hancock because I learned so much.
Okay, you are flossing today too.
He said Herbie Hancock.
That's the only side. I'm not being. That's the only side, man. I'm gonna be is to Herbie forever because I'm indebted to him. But what Herbie always says, like, and I'm sure both of y'all know this touring, that third week when everything started taking shape. Everything started where you ain't got to look behind you. You ain't got to. It's like even if you make a mistake, your guy is whoa.
Right,
like, everything is. It's just you're not even thinking about it. You damn near not even going. You damn near not even going to sound check right now.
Absolutely.
It's just it's flowing. For what?
Yeah.
The mic is there. It's just there. With me with the TD guys, Top and Punch are masters of getting a bunch of borderline insane crazy people in one room that all have loud voices and figure out a way where we all follow a common goal. I've never seen leaders like Top and Punch in my life. But Punch, I'm Top definitely. Punch, because I'm close to Punch, you know what I'm saying? Just I've never seen leadership done like that. I've never, because we was difficult to deal with. You don't know, you know what I'm saying? One day we'll all sit down with Punch. He could tell you some stories. Like, oh man. Oh shit. But I'm saying that the conversation, it was never a conversation because we've been in sync for so long. We've been in sync since the mixtapes. Like, I produced the first record for them to get the deal at Warner Brothers. That's how long it's the start. It's not I'm not coming. It's like we just here. Yeah. That's how the creators they put us together, like, which is crazy to me when you think about To Pimp a Butterfly, because finally after all these years, I was able to use everything from the relationships to the skill level to the breaking rules. I was finally able to use everything. Most of the records I've done, even the ones that's been great success, I love them. I love them especially when they make money. Love them. But it's, some records you're more connected to. The conversation with To Pimp a Butterfly wasn't really so, it was a lot of loose conversation. A lot of things was going on in time, and it was a lot of that's when the police had really started turning back up on the brothers, and the news was getting crazy, and hip hop was at a weird little standstill. Everybody was kind of sounding the same. And he was heavily influenced at that time by jazz. One day I walked in, he was rapping. I was like, man, you like a jazz musician, man. You rapping like Freddie Hubbard, and you got one song, you sound like Woody Shaw, and you got one song, you sound like classic Clark Terry, then you got one where you sound like you playing Don Cherry, Free. You just, man, all these rhythms. Because one day I got high as fuck and I transcribed the Kendrick solo. I just wrote it out. And I stood it next to a couple of my favorite Coltrane solos that I've transcribed in my earlier days of transcribing. And I was like, oh, this is deep. That has to be ancestral recall. This kid he don't know no Coltrane records. That has to be ancestral recall. That has to be, that's weird. And as we start going there, and he start, I never will forget this story will say everything. The horn up until that record was like, it was starting to make, but the horn was always, I never bought the horn in record sessions because in LA, record culture, you come with if I'm a record producer producing an artist, R&B artist, they ain't gonna want no fucking saxophone at this time.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't gonna want no, if I'm an alto, they sing an alto, why the fuck they want me? They don't, no, they don't want that. And the horn, it was deemed as too musical, too this, it was too this, too that, too that. So I remember when Soundwave and Kendrick, we was in the studio and they bought up the record, We Gonna Be All Right. And I remember hearing that record, like, he's like, I want you to play on this record. I'm like, the fuck you want me to do on this, bro? Like, because even I'm so free, but even up until this point, I'm kind of a separate thing. I'm kind of like, my production is this guy.
Yeah.
Because that's a different set of jokes. That's a different restaurant you're going to.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different perfume you're wearing. That's a different kind of boss talk in that world. I've always kept those worlds separate until to Pimp a Butterfly. I've kept my friends separate because I got some wild motherfucking friends. And then they said, man, nah, just play, And I started playing on it. And I was playing what I assumed that people want to hear, saxophone player over rap. And you know what I'm saying? And Dying Wave said, man, look, man, play that shit that you play. Like, this the chance. This a Pharrell beat. And even then I was like, man, Pharrell don't like people playing all this shit because I know Pharrell, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I said, man, maybe I should ask him in my head. Should I ask Pharrell first? And
Yeah.
they was like, man, we doing this record, man. Play on this record and think about how many people we gonna help. Think about what's going on. Think about what we saying. Think about what's going on in life. Like, this ain't a record. This where we at. This where we at. This where we at. We could get them. I felt like, the concept was you got to get the message across. However, you got to get the message across.
Yeah.
That
horn speaks to the struggle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm sure the record before the horn had a good amount of soul and spirit to it. But that horn put something that automatically sent you into a space of reflection. Like, where it just made you think about some shit.
Yeah.
Intensely.
Yeah.
That's what that horn did. That's what that horn does.
Yeah.
Every time I hear it.
That was intentional.
Yeah.
That spirit, that talk, that like, man, it's fuck this music. It's some life things going on. That's before we are musicians and artists. We're human. We're sons, fathers. There's some other shit that ain't got nothing to do with this SSL and this crazy electric bill. And it's some shit that ain't got nothing to do that people going through in Omaha, Nebraska, Wichita, Kansas, in Baltimore. Like, it's people going through shit that ain't got nothing to do with the life we live.
Yeah. Right.
And it's more them than what we doing. So that was like, okay, yeah, because I've been through a lot of different struggles, as we all have, being being like that. But that it was more like a continuing conversation. But as we got deeper, I remember I started being like, okay, this kid's crazy. Like, when he started, I want to do something jazzy. I'm like, yeah, okay, let me get the drums out. He like, no, I want to do like some shit. I'm like, okay. I started playing ideas like that. And I remember it was a Branford Marsalis record. They was playing a minor blues with Kenny Kirkland on piano, Jeff Tane Watts on bass, Jeff Tane Watts on drums. Forgive me, Jeff Tane Watts on drums, Bob Hurst on bass. And he was digging that, and I was like, this what you like? And I was like, oh my God, if we do this on this album, this is gonna help so many musicians. If I write the right piece of music.
Yeah. Once again, you're not forgetting the cats.
Yeah. If I write the codes, if I write little what, and I remember the night before, because I was like, nigga, tomorrow I'm gonna come with 5 ideas. I got you. But I was like, oh damn, this is pressure. The rapper asked me to write a jazz song. I'm like, oh, so I said, my daddy always taught, he's like, hey, when in doubt, the blues. The blues don't never fail you. The blues, sing the blues, play the blues. You got to hear the blues. We love you because we hear the blues in your music. You know, I told Camper we love that Coco Jones song.
I See You.
Because we hear the blues in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We hear the praise and worship in that.
Yeah.
That's why we love that song. We hear that.
Connected to it.
Yeah, we connected to it. So I said, oh, okay. I remember I was high as fuck watching Mo Better Blues all night. Like, cause that's what we was on, like Mo Better Blues. Feel me? That's like my movie. I'm like, oh, I gotta put like, this shit gotta feel like South. It gotta feel like our shit. It gotta feel like South Central. It gotta feel like it gotta feel like our best expression of what we live, because one thing I know about my brothers and sisters in the art world, the jazz world, whatever you want to call it, like, it's not about money, it's about clues. It's about clues and little keys that people could take from that and open another door. So my thing was, how many clues? What can and what's gonna help Kendrick? So all these thoughts was going through my head. And when I wrote, I remember I was so serious. This was, I could have taped it, but I didn't. The only person that has me writing this music and going with this band on tape, Kendrick was taping the whole session with his phone. He the only one. And I remember the top, it's a song called For Free.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember because my boy Marlon, he don't play jazz, and Craig Brockman don't play the style of jazz I was writing, but these are geniuses. And I was hanging, now here go the LA shit. I'm hanging with these niggas every day. These are my folks. So right in the studio, I'm like, I gotta write a part for them. So that's why at the top it goes, I was like, Craig and Marlon gonna kill that part. But then when the band get to going, y'all fall back and y'all gonna let these hunters go hunt.
Yeah.
Robert Spud, C. Wright, Brandon Owens, Robert Glasper. We gonna hunt for a minute.
Yeah.
And when we start hunting, I remember that shit was fast. And then we slowed it down. We got a good groove. And Kendrick, I'm gonna send y'all the picture that night. Kendrick, so SZA was there too. Kendrick he put the mic out, said, you wanna go in the booth, bro? He like, no. I wanna record right now. As we write, he's writing, right now. And then when that first line, he said, this dick ain't free. I said, oh my God. The Jazzers are gonna hate me. Yes! Yes! Because I know what this do. You know what I'm saying? And man, that record helped a lot of people, man. It helped, you know, and I did Thundercat, myself, and it was able to like fly low. He went and got, you know, we had been doing music together, but I feel like this was the time I was able to incorporate everything I've learned thus far in my musicality, and my social, and my showing up on time. Because Punch will tell you the story about Good Kid, Mad City. How we were so friends when Kendrick first started blowing. It was so new and fast that Punch would be like, "Man, you better come get on this album, man. Come on, man." And you know how
you're not taking it that serious.
All right, I'm gonna show up.
Right.
Punch was so mad at me, so I finally showed up and ended up being on a decent part of the album, right? But I remember,
because you did Mad City.
Yeah, Mad City, Real. Few I forgot. You know, they're there. They're already
I forgot.
now.
Yeah.
But
So many.
Which is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
That's one of my, not only just one of my favorite Kendrick songs. People know I love Kendrick, but
and collectively, Kendrick put together a super team. It's not just like you hear my stamp and my imprint on different things more than others, but it's a super team where it's like, even with me, like my shit is not working on Kendrick's record without a sound wave being next to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they tell me go as far as you want to go, nigga, you talking to a person that don't even believe in the ocean. I only believe in the world. I only believe this shit in.
Yeah.
So my sense of far is little different. But you got a guy that's in between me and Kendrick, like Wave, that said, go far. Right there. We there with you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool. And they still always allow me to go as far as more far than any other artist. A lot of artists call me in to work with them. And they always want to work with me based off my history. But then, don't you hate that when they never want you to do what you do? But they call you based off your...
Yeah.
Because they just want the same thing.
They want the same thing.
Want the same thing, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's just been the tried and true.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's like, if you want the same process, that's different.
Yeah.
Because you're always going to get a different result.
Yeah.
By the way, that process... Now let's talk that talk real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is Jimmy Iovine's exit record. This is the end of this is the thing of the Butterfly is not a garage earthy inexpensive album at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's It's a guy saying, I want to try strings on a record. Can we just try them? And Kamasi's writing for strings while we're having union string players waiting all day to get charts at having all the major studios locked down for years. So it's a very, to be that free is so expensive.
Absolutely.
To be able to gamble is so, to be able to say, even as a business, because I'm a business owner, you know, if I'm looking at the numbers, without artists, if I'm like, okay, you want to do what? You want to get, and we like Terrace. Terrace is good, yeah, boom. Album filler guy, good. He's going to keep, boom, boom, line it up, play on the records. He's going to play on the hits, boom, yeah. But how much of Terrace you want? Like, to do those kind of things.
Yeah.
And they say whatever is like, you know what I'm saying? So those things are expensive pieces of real estate, man. You know?
No, and you have to start from a business standpoint. You have to look at the ROI of that.
Yeah.
For people that don't understand what that means, that's the return
Shout
of
out
investment.
to Top and Punch and everybody, Dave. A lot of meetings with me.
I'm sure.
Because also my job is as a record producer. A record producer is just to help the artist get to the finish line.
Yeah.
So a lot of times Kendrick would say he wants these, I want all these boom, 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 boom. And I'd be like, done. But I wouldn't check with nobody, right?
The man said.
Boy. And I'd be like, you know, Top would call me in the room. What is this? I'd be like, he's a genius. The geniuses are expensive. They're geniuses.
Did you learn that from Quincy? Did Quincy tell you that?
No. I just know. I knew I got so much love and respect for Top for giving me opportunity and dealing with so much mishaps from me. But just being always there for me as a big bro, as a businessman, very. He's taught me how to be very firm because it's just yes or no.
Yeah.
You know, and I think his leadership is a big part of them records.
Absolutely.
He would be in them studios when he in them studios, you know, because I'm like the party homie, because I'm like the older brother to the homies. I'm like at this time I'm the middle child in the game, but I'm the older bro to Kendrick and them.
Yeah.
So I've seen all the mishaps and I'm kind of jaded a little bit at this time, right? So I'm coming to the, you know, tequila every night, the classic vibes, couple of homegirls pull up, just sit in the corner, watch me do beats all night. You know the vibe. And
I don't.
yeah.
I do.
Yeah, you know the vibe.
Niggas be trying to include me and shit. No.
It's me. It's me and you.
Yeah, you know the vibe. You know the vibe. You know the vibe. So Top was very his presence didn't make you want to invite nobody to the studio. I'll just say it now. You didn't want to.
And they got studio rules.
Oh, no.
It's
rules. And
rules.
I'll be trying to bend them and shit.
Yeah.
You know, this like the bad cousin. You know what I'm saying? But Top, man, nah, man. I remember he only told me one time. At one time, I had somebody show up to a studio session that I shouldn't have had. We was a serious night, and I had a homegirl come pick me up. But I left before she came. It's just dumb shit, right? And I remember when she came by, he left, and then Top came and said, hey, man, I didn't tell you to invite anybody to the studio. You got to invite. And he said it that simple, but it felt like 1,000 words to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, in my head, I said, don't fuck off your opportunity with this man. He's giving you opportunity. Respect his shit. Pay attention to his. You know what I'm saying? But the TD thing was like college to me. Like, it's so many things I just right. And that's the first crew that I seen a few $1 million with. That's the first crew. Like, they, you know, like them dudes stay down. If you love them, they rolling with you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the first crew I really like. With Snoop, I saw the world. I saw my craft get better. I saw this. With TDE and the blessings because of the things that we've done, thank God, in history that have helped others and been able to help us financially is it's been a well-maintained thing as well. And that's so rare to say in business, you know what I'm saying? Especially from a producer and a musician standpoint.
Yeah.
But you gotta tell Top what you're doing before you do the beat. I'm gonna play keys, bass, saxophone, because he in tune. And that's what I learned from him too, be in tune. Punch, same way. You know what I'm saying? Like the TD shit is like a university. This should be a university if people are ever so blessed to go through that tutelage, because these are brothers that didn't grow up playing music. See, this is different.
Yeah.
These are brothers that consciously said, we got to figure this shit out. What are we going to do with the music?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is Punch saying, Punch is one of the best songwriters in the world, one of the greatest MCs ever. And I've worked with all of them. And for Punch to sit back and give his tutelage to J-Rock, Q Dot, to add just to his view is so, and they're all great MCs, but it's like that crew is so magical.
Like I look at Punch as this generation's DOC.
Yeah.
And what he meant to Death Row.
Yeah.
With the tutelage that he gave to the younger MCs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how I look at Punch.
Yeah.
Like, he gets it.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, yeah, it's an executive that, no. This is an artist that understands the executive side and that is willing to give of himself for someone else's gain.
Yeah.
And a lot of us don't do that. You know what I mean? He's
definitely coming under the umbrella. If I've seen this before in my career, it's like I'm a little older than, so I grew up under like Gerald Busby and, these things.
Mm-hmm.
But Punch is reminding me of, if I was reading a history book, it reminded me of like today's, on his way to being a progressive Clarence Ain't of today.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only does he understand the music as the master teachers did, but he also understands relationships.
Yeah.
He understands politics. He understands he understands what people just care about. He's really a great leader. You know what I'm saying? And that's like we don't have leaders now. We don't have leaders, We see what's going on with everything. We don't have leaders. Like a lot of the leaders, at least like when I was younger, it was so many music industry leaders, We don't have a lot of them right now that are really serious and not chasing the bag but care about. But that's why this show is, that's why I be begging you. Yes, I did cancel, but it was a real legitimate thing, I'm sure. I don't remember, but I know it's really legitimate.
Listen, you be high. It's okay.
I be high,
It's okay.
but that's why this show is so important. And this the loosest I've been on. Usually I have a whole thing. I know how to talk. I'm wearing glass. I got my whole shebang. But this show is so important because in R&B music, other than a couple of cats in R&B, other than the cats that's in it, it's not talked about. Let me give you this clear. It's like the world needs to know that Devontae's Duke Ellington. Like, it's like R&B just now I'm seeing is getting talked about at a real point where I can see this in the schools being taught.
Mm-hmm.
I can see different cultures really understand the lineage and the history and why we do this, why it's so important you to keep doing this, why it's so important for me to keep doing why it's okay to love something. In an era of no love, it's okay to love something. And it's okay to be great and not just ask every week what are your monthly listeners, and you know what I'm saying? Funny side story. I just did the Napa Jazz Festival. And let me tell everybody about this monthly listener shit. For these motherfuckers out here and get out some game. Eric Roberson.
Mm-hmm. My guy.
That's my boy.
Very talented.
Yeah.
Talented. I saw him rock the Napa Jazz Festival from stage to the wall and get these people a crazy show. Everybody screaming with real fans that's buying things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean.
You go to his monthly listeners or whatever that new thing is people do.
Right.
It'll make you think like he ain't doing that.
Like he's not a guy.
He doing that.
Right.
Oh, he's a guy.
He doing that.
Right. And
I saw it.
But then on the flip side, the ones with all these monthly listeners can't go do what
Can't
that
go
is.
do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We see him. You know?
Listen, once we get into computers, the numbers aren't real numbers anymore.
Nah.
You know what I mean? All the days of, you know, the numbers don't lie. They absolutely lie.
Yeah.
They absolutely lie.
You know what don't lie? You know, Michael Jackson videos with them people fainting and crying and shaking and
Yeah.
and that feeling.
Emotion.
You know,
The people don't lie.
people don't lie. That feeling. I remember when I first saw Snoop Dogg. I was 16, and he walked down the hallway and shook everybody. I was at Studio 56. I did school to go and just see if I could listen to Keith Crouch do a beat at Studio 56, and Snoop had walked out the room. And I shook his hand, and that's when I first met him. And he shook everybody's hand and said, "Snoop Dogg, Snoop Dogg." Like nobody knew who he was. Like,
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg, Snoop Dogg, Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck I tell that story?
Because that's a moment in time for you though.
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
also
yeah.
something that stayed with you as far as humility.
I thought, that's what I'm getting at, and that's like I never forgot that with him.
It was about the people.
It was
once
the people,
again.
yeah.
Right.
It was the people.
And for Snoop, as we see,
It's about the
as
people.
international as he
Yeah,
is,
It's about the people.
Yeah.
it's always been
Always
about the people.
Right. And they've always given back.
Always
Yeah.
giving back.
No, that's what separates him from anyone.
Yeah, he's
From
the
anyone.
guy.
100%.
He's absolutely the guy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because Snoop is everyone's family member.
and he supports everybody.
Yeah.
He supports everybody.
Energy is always amazing.
Energy.
I want to ask you something too though about what you on now. Nintendo Soul. That Forever record, bro.
Me and Knife Wonder.
Bro.
That's my boy.
I love that record.
Thank you, man.
I love that
Thank
record,
you.
bro.
Thank you.
Like you got your Roger Troutman on there.
Oh, yeah. I did that record 16 years ago.
What?
That record's 16 years old. 15 or 16 years old.
Golly.
I should be doing music, bro. Warren Campbell
Right.
told me a recording artist's job is to record every day. I've been on the same page this whole time. I'm recording today. I have a show tonight. I took a break, booked Larrabee to record and go back to another show. I record every day. Songs are I look at songs and certain things as apartment buildings, little houses, little this, little that, little that, little that. Real estate, bro.
Every day.
What? I got a studio in the house. Yeah, that's how the shit getting paid for.
I mean, technically, yeah.
Yeah, on some way. So, you know, I'm
I
just
feel like you speaking to me right now because I got a studio at my house and I don't use it.
Talk to him.
man, Warren Campbell told me.
Talk
I'll
to
say it
him.
again. Warren Campbell told me. That's a t-shirt. If you're a recording artist, your job is to record every day. When he told me that, it changed my life. Cause I'm like, what else I'd rather? I'm not driving no forklift, respectfully.
Yeah.
I'm not.
This is your job.
I'm not the. You know, you want to know work? It was a blackout in my neighborhood, and the electricians that I climb on that thing with kids at home. That's work.
That's work.
Yeah, I'm right.
That's work. Writing a song, whether I like it or not, because everything I write ain't good. Most of it is not good. But I get it out every day. You know what I'm saying? You know. And I got different buttons for my work. Like I know if I'm going into no, I don't have those buttons no more. I don't have no expectations no more.
Yeah. But it's also like, this is how I tell people when it comes to fitness. And they're like, well, how do you always stay in shape? Like, what do you do? What's your regimen? I said, my regimen is something. What do you mean by something? Every day I do something.
Do something.
Yeah.
Right.
It don't have to be the most strenuous thing, or I don't have to lift the whole gym.
But something.
But something.
You did something.
Yeah.
I do something.
I'm
every
struggling
day.
with that. I'm struggling with that. The workout thing, because I'm that's just a real thing in my life. Because my father, I just know what health is and how important it is and everything. But I always struggle with like working out and then stopping. But right now, I've been really meditating and just chanting, trying to just like I want to fall in love with working out how I am about deals and music. I want to fall in love with it because I think that's like it's kind of weird for me to keep being this music guy and not be in love with my health is fine, but really I think if I'm helping people turn to music, I got to help the whole ring of things. Because the doctor said, man, my dad would have been dead 5 years ago. Only thing that saved him is his core. The core. the core, and I never will forget. My dad used to be like, "You better do some crunches, you fat motherfucker.
Right.
Some squats or something, boy. You
He
better do
lived
something."
He lived 5 more years because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His health, it was like, even when, I mean, he was so strong from every day. He died at 76, so he stopped working out at like 70, right when he got real sick. But every day, man, he was for real.
was
Like
doing something.
3 times a day, squat. Like my earliest memory is listening to Coltrane with a 45-pound weight and doing squats or burpees, squats, and then practicing the drums. It never was health without music in my life. You know, I think I got that shit from hanging out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the health thing is real. Like the food thing is real. Like that shit is so real. You know what I'm saying? You get your blood work?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
Get your blood work. Know
Absolutely.
what that
We preach
cholesterol
that.
do. With them late night drinks, them stress, them musical nights, them tequilas hanging. Make sure you drink a lot of water.
Make sure you eat,
You gotta eat.
because
What do you eat? Are you the guy that carries around like a steak with pepper on it, and like a big piece
How
of
do you
broccoli?
carry it around though?
Are you the guy
and a
that?
Ziploc in my back pocket.
Yeah, are you that guy that is like, I'm weighing the broccoli?
He's not.
No,
He's not. He just does the work.
Most dudes in shape don't. They eat burgers and everything.
I don't eat like I'm a moderation guy.
Okay, yeah.
So I mean, the fancy term is portion control, but
Portion control.
that's not really what I do.
Yeah.
I just don't eat a lot of food.
Yeah,
Naturally.
yeah,
So for
yeah.
me, with the work that I do,
Yeah.
I actually should be eating more food.
Wow.
But it's hard for me. I'm just programmed. I'm just wired that way to not eat more food. But I'll have my snacks.
You an athlete, but you grew up an
I'm an
athlete,
athlete,
right?
yeah. I'm
That's
an
a
athlete.
big plus, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
When you grow up wanting to play football,
because
that's
it's
a
like
big plus.
it was a balance for me. I wanted to play football and play for 3 churches.
See, that's yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
So that tells me he wanted all the pussy.
I mean,
well, at that time I was, the Lord was first, so I wasn't really, I wasn't really focused on that.
What I say about that NPC earlier? It gives you a different level.
Hey.
A different level, yeah.
Hey, but then
Yeah.
'Cause that's what this is.
Respectfully, a lot of guys they get intimidated by the athletes and everything in LA. Like a lot of guys.
yeah.
I know you don't understand. I don't get that.
I don't
neither,
get
but it's a real thing.
No,
where
for sure.
I remember just hanging out with a gang of homegirls back in the day. And one homegirl let me know. She said, "Terrace, she's so cool because you just be making me laugh." I said, "Oh, just be a listener, man, and just
Come on, son. Come on. Hey.
Man, I
don't-
started writing
don't
songs, man.
Tell them all the secrets.
I
Don't tell
started-
them all the
Man, I started writing songs, man, because I love women. I grew up, my mama raised me. I have daughters. I love a woman. I respect the woman. I think women are the most powerful human beings on this earth. I think the woman is so powerful. So I love them all the way. So I've always loved just to be connected with women. I love the point of views. I learned so much from them. So like I always had a lot of homegirls. You know what I'm saying? And I just used to learn so much. That's why I was writing certain kind of music. Like I would sit down, listen to my homegirls talk, and they always say, "Man, dude, don't listen.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, we just got to write 100 songs about listening."
Right. No, because the other part about it is, as they say, the gift will open the doors, right?
Yeah.
All doors,
Oh, the door.
right?
All
But
the
there's
doors.
something about, and I talk about this here and there, there's something about magic. This thing that we do is magic.
Magic. Michael.
Jumping from the free throw line really ain't magic. Listen, all due respect. Catching a touchdown, I get it. I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect it.
You can learn that.
But you can learn that.
You can learn that.
You can't learn this type of magic.
Not this.
You can learn trickery. Cause that's being that's a
the
magician.
smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and
Yeah,
mirrors.
yeah.
That's trickery.
Yeah.
With all due respect.
Mm-hmm.
This thing is not trickery.
No.
It's either you know how to grab it out the sky,
Mm-hmm.
you've opened up your portal,
Talk your talk.
or you haven't.
That's it.
And that has nothing to do with a hit record.
Yep.
It's a feeling. If I can sing something to you or write or play you something that I wrote that evokes feeling,
Yep.
I got you.
You got it.
You listen. He just said Eric
That's the
Roberson.
magic.
I saw the whole crowd And
Eric Roberson is magic.
he's magic.
I
He's magic.
saw Eric Roberson at Howard University. I was a kid in high school, and me, I'm the vocal gymnast. I got all the,
we all,
I got all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they keep talking about this Eric Roberson. I'm like, okay, he probably cool.
Yeah.
And I watch him play and sing. I don't think he had no shoes on. And he wasn't doing all
Sometimes
that.
you got to be grounded.
He wasn't doing all that shit I was doing.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing all that.
Yeah.
But he was in they souls.
Focus.
And I'm looking at him like, oh, you.
Oh, he's a master.
Oh, you. I
saw that
see
shit,
what you're doing.
Yeah.
I need that in my bag.
When I saw the whole crowd with sundresses get the dance, I said, he's tapped in.
I need to make a sundress move.
Yes.
I need
Eric
my
was
bag.
and he did some covers and his arrangement. I'm like, he giving a show.
He's a monster.
Yeah.
He's a monster. You don't want to come behind
He's
that.
a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
He knows his gift.
Yeah.
He knows what he
If you got the millions on that one song, you don't want to go behind Eric Roberson on the show.
Because in this music thing, as it relates to people, there's no contract you can look up.
Yeah.
Because the contract don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't care what Kendrick Lamar makes,
Yeah.
other than the music that he makes. I don't
That's it.
care about the money that he makes from it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care that Prince didn't own his masters in the beginning. It didn't matter, because when Purple Rain came on,
Jesus Christ.
when Darling Nikki came on,
You better talk that talk.
Mm-hmm.
You better talk.
you know what I'm
that.
saying? Like, let's be real with this thing, man. When Sexual Healing came on,
My
Come
God.
on.
there's no way. I'm not Googling
Yeah.
the contract that was connected to it. And that, to me, is what is the true separator of music and any other industry.
Yeah. 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 Hey, you named some records just
And
now.
they're trying, because what they're trying to do is put that on top of what this music thing is. Well, how many records did he sell? And listen, between the three of us, we got that part. We sold a lot of records. We've made some good money doing this thing. That has nothing to do with the respect that we all have for each other of the music that we've created.
Yeah. Way different.
It's way different.
That's real.
That's way different.
Yeah, it's magic, like you said earlier.
It's
like,
magic, bro.
It's magic.
It's absolutely magic, and I thank God every day
Yeah.
that I can create magic.
Yeah. I mean, to add to that, I'm even thinking of the past maybe 5-6 years. A lot of artists I've noticed, a lot of younger artists, they go in and they do the worst. A lot of them I've worked with, they go in and do some of the worst mistakes, which is going in trying to create the hit. And I always try to tell the cats, when you try to create the hit, for me personally, my opinion, some people got the power to say, boom, it's a hit.
Right.
God bless them.
Yeah.
But I feel like some about trying to create something that's not in your control is like a mind fuck, and it kills all the positive frequencies out the whole session. Because you're naming records that were big records, but they not like us. But we know a lot of big. Like, I was thinking about, what's the B-side, the Bobby Caldwell, Not What You Want to Do for Love. Not the one Common sampled. The one Biggie sampled.
So it's not the light. It's not what you want.
Sky's the limit.
Sky's okay.
Sky's the limit,
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah, Sky. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's the Biggie sample.
Right. So I remember, I'm young, a kid, but I grew up in a household of music. So I remember when Bobby Caldwell was a thing.
You thought he was black too?
Well, then.
Or did you not know? Or did you know because of the cover?
Nobody knew.
Okay.
Nobody knew. And if somebody said they did, they lied. It's impossible. I talked to him. I talked to him, and I know him. I knew him, and nobody knew. That was why he was so soulful. They didn't want nobody to even fucking know. He's so, he didn't got so many black folks married.
No, he was getting it off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What you
he
want to
got
do for
it
love. But this song is like, to me, a culture class, a love song. It's so powerful. It's like, but it wasn't the top 10.
Right.
But it was powerful.
But it's powerful. When you listen to Faith Evans, Caramel Kisses, on the top 10. But guess what? When it comes on,
Soon as I get home. Yeah.
that was top 10 for us.
Magic.
Yeah.
For Magic though.
Magic.
First of all, that's Ella to me. The Faith Evans is
Yeah, she's
she
that.
is the like
Yeah. Oh no, I had the cassette. I got the cassette as a gift. That's how much I loved her. I got it as a gift.
She the only one I still get starstruck to be
birthday.
around. I still cause
I just remember Faith looking so angelic on all of her covers. She had just a different tone.
Yeah.
Different glow
Yeah,
about
different
it.
glow about it. It was just
Yeah, let
like
me tell you.
she just looked like she's shining.
She was
Yeah.
she was everything for me.
But them songs,
Everything.
you felt like we got to know her through them songs. Like I without even meaning her, I felt her story through them songs. Like I grew up with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I grew up with homegirls, with aunties, with women. You know, my God, that was man. Whew.
I try to see people and I try to give them a bit of normalcy because I know that they've been,
Yeah.
everywhere they go, it's fans,
Yeah.
and then they run into me and it's one more fan. So I try to, I try to give them a little bit. Hey, what's up? You good? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah. How's the family? I
Yeah.
try to, but really I want to be like, man, I just want to shake your hand.
Man, let me tell you, man. For some reason, when I see Faith, I try to get regular, but I think I always say some stupid shit. Like, I don't know, I'm such a fan of Faith.
Her son, bro, she
I'm saying?
everything
Man.
for me. Everything.
out
Let me
to Faith.
let me get one thing from you.
Let me get it.
What would one piece of advice that you would tell a super musician who wants to produce? How would you tell him in terms of making that transition?
I would ask him, what is the end goal?
Mhm.
Why does he want to produce? If he said, I want to just make music, It's a whole thing I got to ask him. But I'll tell you this, if at the end of the day, my questions will be, are you here to make music to make a mark and whatever blessings come from that you take? Whatever downfalls you take too? Or are you here to come with I'm coming to get this bread? Because if you come and get this bread, I could tell you I do that too. I know the guys to go talk to too. It's a thing. It's a thing that I don't like to tell people how to do, but it's a thing though. And then you have to sacrifice so much of who you are financially, business-wise, and everything if you want to go straight to it, in my experience.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're here to make a mark and just, the master teacher, Roy Hargrove, used to say, this is one of the only business music, you got to give music 150% and hopefully you'll get back 15%.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So if you on that journey, and this is the journey you want to be on, I got some things I could definitely tell you, which is love it all.
There it is.
You gotta, it's so dark when I say this, but it's not. But you gotta find a weird way to fall in love with the pitfalls, just like the success. You gotta, to be safe, you gotta acknowledge when you win, acknowledge things. But you gotta kind of keep a steady pace going on, because this game is so many valleys. I'm third generation in this. So I grew up off publishing. I grew up when crack came in. We lived in a hotel. I grew up in a popular era. I know I'm a child that grew up in a record business household. So, and I don't have I do music for a living. I don't have the 10 apartment buildings over there. I do music. I'm a real creator. I'm gonna die doing this. That's what he said I'm here to do. I can't fit into no other mold. I can love everything, but this is what I'm gonna do. But if you on that real quest, then you gotta fall in love with every aspect of it. You gotta fall in love with every aspect of it, because that's the only way you gonna develop that thing to stay focused on that art thing. Once you start bringing the emotions to the valleys, and because it's rough, especially when you ain't got the rent money and it's bad, you got kids and everybody calling because it's rough and it's hard to get money for everybody. So even the person calling, pressing for money, it's not they want to press you. It's just fucked up for them. Y'all arguing in this, but it's all these things. It's all these things that go down while you're creative, because you don't make a lot of money when you gambling on yourself in the beginning or whenever. I want to drop myself so much from my own company, but because I keep being, but I love the music.
Do we have any artists to cut from the label? Oh, me.
You know, but I would tell a man, fall in love with everything and learn as much as you can, and just be in love, and just be in love with it, man. Just fall in love with it, you know. And it's hard to fall in love because people get the business confused with the art.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same.
It's not the same thing, you know. The business is the business, you know.
Yeah.
You know, people do business where it works out for them. I mean, the name of business is I got to protect me and my family no matter what it is. It's just business, you know. So don't be scared of that shit. I do business all the time. I called you to clear out. You know, I'm doing business because I'm like, that's how we gonna eat. That's how we gonna live. That's how we gonna party and see each other later on and not be weird when we see each other in the mall because the business is cool. The business has to be cool. The business, you got to focus on business too. And it's a few ways you can focus on business. You could go get the book, like everybody was teaching everybody, go get the book. Or you could build your own book and run your own race. Because certain books that's written about this business are based off certain views, how things are done.
Mm-hmm.
My journey is completely different. So my journey it hadn't fit in any book yet. I haven't read my journey yet. It's so weird.
No,
Like,
it's on par.
yeah, you know.
Yeah.
It's like
You gotta get in this shit.
you gotta get in. You gotta dive in. And you can't be diving. You gotta dive in.
Right.
But let me be clear though, because a lot of motherfuckers be, you know, it's just it's so tricky, man, because, you know, I see so many of the most talented people make the craziest mistakes. Like I always tell people, like my job for years, I feel the creator got me here to where when I meet a young artist, I befriend them, do music with them. And it's been a couple that I've had to call their parents, like, you should come get your baby. I would come get my baby. Because LA getting to them in a different kind of way. It ain't my business to say how, but you need to come get your baby. 2 ways a kid gonna come out here with a dream. They gonna make it, they gonna go back home, or they gonna die of a broken heart. That's Los Angeles. That's the entertainment business. That's what I've seen. That's just what I've seen. I could be wrong. You know what I mean? So it's like having that head, having that spirit right, making sure you in line with your folks, like making sure you in line with your family members, your mama, your daddy, if they still here. Just making sure you in line with people that got the truth, people that's praying for you, loving you. If you gonna be in this game, like it's a real game. You know, I don't call it bad. I don't call it good. I call it the ball game. And I made a conscious decision to be a part of this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I take whatever come with this. But that was my view in the streets though. I take whatever, and this is much safer than the streets for me. When I hear rappers saying the rapper's a dangerous job, man, shut the fuck up. Man, you talking shit, getting chased. Yeah, you shut the fuck up. You can go home. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that could be sensitive to some, but you know, I'm from that thing, so it's just let's get home. You know, but we gotta respect this ball game. I would tell all these things, like, and just do good music. Because if you good, we'll hear about you.
Yeah.
We always do, don't we?
Fucking right.
We always hear about him again.
Always
Always.
do.
We all, even if it's years, like, oh, you were.
Always do.
I remember Hit Boy. Remember when I first saw Hit Boy, Polo the Don. He was in LA for a while. And Polo was like, man, I really want to work with Snoop. And I was like, all right, let me shit. I'm gonna bring him by the studio, press play, I'm gonna bring him by. So I go pick up Snoop, we go see Polo the Don at a record plant. He playing these beats. I'm like, oh, he playing one that's a monster. Everybody bobbing their head. But I see this little kid in the back. Little teenager kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at headphones. He ain't saying nothing. Years later, he say, hey, bro, remember that studio session with Polo Don? That was my beat, and that was me in the back. And I said, man, I'm glad I was nice to you because you are a monster. God, I'm glad I'm on the other side of you because you are a monster, Hit Boy.
Yeah.
A monster. He is a monster. You see what he's doing with his father? That's the human. That's the part. That's the trophy that the game won't give you, but that's the trophy that the universe and the creator will give you. That's the thing that after the game is washed up with you in all this situation, we all got to go home and be alone. We all got to pay the piper, good or bad, however, got to go. That's what you do. That's what you do to secure your family, your spirit, your your touch, that's important in this game. That's what you do to secure that. You don't listen to nobody else. You roll with your folks. Right, man, when my daddy found out he got cancer, man, I did so many records on him. All my records that's Grammy nominated, everything, Kendrick loops, is all my dad playing drums I do. That's what you do. That's how you put it in stone for your babies. You know? Your daughter sing?
I got my oldest daughter's
The Beast.
super singer.
The
She's a
Beast. That's The Beast.
She's a monster.
Yeah.
I thought about
Yeah,
that. Because that was me and my dad. Like we bonded so much over music and recording together. You know what I'm saying? But that's recording, man. That's, yeah, you know. I forgot what I'm talking about again, cuz.
We have to talk about it again, cuz.
Hey, shout out. Let me say this though. It's an R&B dude I want to talk about that nobody talks about him. Well, people talk about him, but a certain era. His name is Reggie Andrews. The producer and writer for a group called the Daz Band. Let It Whip.
Yeah.
Daz Band.
Teacher,
Whip it, baby.
Yeah. Teacher, music teacher at Lock High. Teacher that taught Patrice Rushen, Tyrese. Tyrese a real Reggie baby. Shout out to Reese for always being on deck. Tyrese, Gerald Albright, Patrice Rushen, Kamasi Washington, Terrace Martin, Thundercat, like Jay Swift from the Far Side, like his list of successful artists that all could afford places to live on their own is huge, and that's a hard thing to do.
Wow.
You know, shout out to Reggie Andrews, because just deep, I thought about this. So my father came to LA from New York in 1974. And in New York, in the 70s, in the early 80s, it was like, you get to LA, you got to find Reggie Andrews. He's a big producer. He going to put you on. Reggie Andrews. My dad comes, everybody comes. Reggie's so cracking, nobody never finds him. He's in Hollywood. He's doing big records.
Yeah.
He's arranging, he's doing huge records, producer. And it's just funny, man. I think about that story because Reggie's so important to me. Me and Thundercat always like, without him, without Reggie Andrews, it's no to Pimp a Butterfly. We started To Pimp a Butterfly in Reggie's van in the 90s. That's when that record started. We started coming up with those weird, freaky, unorthodox, strange ideas because of Reggie Andrews gave Thundercat, myself, all these different keys to unlock doors in your brain, young black kids. So my father came out here to find Reggie and he never found him. And then ironically, I go to Santa Monica High. I'm getting into a little trouble. I got kicked out I'm fighting a gun case. They said I had a gun. Right, so I go to jail. I come out of jail. I got to change schools. There's no other school I could go. I'm playing saxophone though. No, I'm on my shit. But I'm selling guns at the time. I'm not robbing. I'm not killing. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. I love making love and music. You know what I'm saying? I'm just selling a gun. I'm not a punk though, but I'm just selling a gun. And because I gotta say that, so it won't be this weird. Because when you from the hood like me, you ain't trying to be hard. That's regular. Like, you just trying to get some money. You ain't tripping like that. So it ain't the glorious hood story I'm giving you. I'm just trying to sell a gun. I got hemmed up, ended up getting kicked out of the whole school district. I had nowhere to go, but I was excelling in music so high, all the districts was hearing about me. But now I had this 16-year-old kid, a concealed, loaded weapon.
It's following you.
And I would tell, I have trauma. That's why I keep saying, I was selling the gun. It still bothers me where I stayed. I was only selling them. I don't hurt nobody. I'm not a gangster. I'm just hanging, you know. I just know the language. I just grew up around the guys, you know what I'm saying? I'm just doing music. But Reggie Andrews took a chance because the security, man, watch how God worked. The security at Santa Monica High School name was Mad Dogg. Mad Dogg was a drummer that also knew my dad. I never knew this, but Mad Dogg was a drummer in LA. He knew my dad. Mad Dogg was best friends with Reggie Andrews. And they had a little thing where Reggie would tap into all the high schools to see who's the young kids playing music. I need to get them to my school. So Mad Dogg had been watching me. And one day I never catch it. He said, hey, man, these folks out here don't understand you, man. Man, you're going to have to get to a real LA black school. And I was like, man, I ain't going to Crenshaw because that's my school district. He said, man. So I got kicked out. Mad Dogg called my mom and said, my friend Reggie Andrews would like to take a meeting with you. He has a school that your son would excel in. And he could he saw his grades. He could almost guarantee, niggas was saying almost, that he will get into a college. And that was a big deal then, because it wasn't looking like I was going nowhere. I was just playing the horn and studying Coltrane, having a kid young and trying to have other kids probably at that time. And so Mad Dogg told Reggie, man, Reggie came to my mom's house and I remember sat down. My mom was like, so what you do? He was like, I know what to do with him. Like, I seen his grades, I heard him play. Everybody talks, say he's a good kid. He's a little trouble. I know he's going through some trouble, you know, and he's at a turning point in his life where he gonna either go here or he gonna go full-fledged here. And in my head, I was never going to go full-fledged here, but I probably would have went full-fledged out of pure pressure of not wanting to be called weird or not want to be, just not want to be not in the in crowd as a young black kid. I probably would have done some dumb shit, like a lot of my friends did, you know. So I never wanted to be a street dude. So when Reggie got to me, my mom was like, "What school you teach at?" And when that nigga said Lock High, now y'all don't know. Do y'all research on Lock High? Lock High at this time is one of LA's craziest schools. This is like one of the first schools with the metal detector. This is like
Eastside High.
Oh no. This is like they found a girl hanging from it. Like this is like when he said Lock High, me and my mama said, I ain't going to Lock High. I'm not going to Lock High. I ain't gotta go. I'm Crenshaw, but I'm not going to Lock.
Right.
And he said, hear me out. I mean, he broke it down why I should go to Lock High. And the best thing I did in my life, man, was go to Lock High. That first day I went to that school, 10th grade, the first day I went, he said, the first day you went, we have to play. Bill Clinton was doing his run, trying to be the president at the time. He ended up becoming the president. Tyrese was there. He had some brown leather boots on.
You can stay with a bad boot.
Then I got, man, anyway, so Reggie Andrews. So the first gig, Randy's there. Reggie has me there. It's a big band. And it's with Wayne Shorter. And this is the first time I'm seeing Kamasi Washington. The first time I'm seeing Thundercat. The first time I'm seeing really an NPC is at Lock High School because Reggie was building a crew he knew what he was doing. And all of us went to colleges. Like it ain't one dummy out the crew. Kamasi at UCLA. I went to Cal Arts and USC. Ronald Cal Arts. The only one didn't go to school because he was already with Erykah Badu and doing all the records with Thundercat. But everybody had options to go to. He made sure our grades was up and the musicality was up. He would do things like, Terrace, you want to do this shit for real? He like, okay, I'm gonna take you on a field trip. We're gonna go to Tyrese's house because Tyrese graduated 2 years before me.
He graduated early.
Right? 2 years before me. And respectful, first of all, we love Tyrese. I still love Reese. But we used to get sick of hearing Tyrese's name because Reggie, he was so proud of Tyrese.
Right. That's
where he'd be like, come on, because you see what Tyrese doing.
Yeah.
So we grew up being like, come on, cuz another Tyrese story like Tyrese. So Tyrese in high school for us was like, he was the model, right?
Yeah.
But, and I never told Tyrese this. And I never told, this is kind of deep. I thought about this in the shower. I thought about this in my life. But I was like, when did I first want to, I started looking at my house like, why am I in this house? How did I get here? How am I in this community? How am I just had a weird brain fart. Like, how did I get here? Like, nice shit. How did I do this though? And I said, Reggie took me on a field trip to Tyrese's house. Tyrese had just started making bread. He had a house in Temecula.
Yeah.
I never seen
on that hill.
I never seen nobody close to my age that was still hood, still pulling up. I never seen nobody with a kitchen with an island in it. Like, it was life-changing. And then I remember like yesterday, I don't know, his manager, he was filming something and he was on a strict diet. He didn't say it, but I knew because it's the first time I seen like, this is gonna be funny. This is for real. I was 17. It's the first time I seen like a boneless, skinless chicken breast with a piece of broccoli with no seasoning. I just remember like, why is he eating that shit? Like, but he's all in shape, you know. And I just remember him being like cool. And I remember me asking him a question like, because I didn't grow up with Tyrese. We from the school, this class later, but we feel like he's our bigger. If we was in a fraternity, he's our bigger brother.
Yeah.
Right.
And we have all the respect for Tyrese. He's a bad motherfucker. And where he come from, let me tell you something. You don't. But whatever Reese go through, and let me tell you something. Where he come from is a different thing. You know, so I get the whole artistic vibe with him. But that fucking island, man, he had an island. And I didn't know why you need this. But he was so cool, man. And I remember asking him, because I was kind of like, let me see if he knows what's up. Kim Burrell had just came out with Everlasting Life at that time. Or it was about to come out. Some Everlasting Life was out. And I was like, you know who Kim Burrell is? And he was like, that's my folks. She hard. And he was so like, I said, damn, that's hip. That Tyrese is hip. to Kim Burrell, you know, but why wouldn't he be? But I'm just an asshole kid that going to the same school we went to, and my teacher's always
Trying to
saying,
throw some real art at him.
yeah, throw some real art. He caught that motherfucker like, boy, you know, but Tyrese has always been like a hero from afar, but so close.
Mm-hmm.
Reggie Andrews used to always want to get us to work together. Like, he was busy and I was always, but our birthdays, I think my birthday is December 28th. When is Reese's?
His is the
December
30th, I think.
30th, I think.
The 30th.
Yeah.
Yeah, something.
30th
Reggie-
or 31st, yeah.
I got Reggie's text. He
Because all
always,
y'all birthdays is around that same
Yeah.
day.
Reggie always said, hey, I'm calling Tyrese next on 25 years on the birthday text. You know, ask Tyrese about Reggie's birthday text. I'm sure he knows. It's a real thing. Like, so Tyrese comes from that thing though. See, it gets deep. He comes from that channel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He comes from that channel. So it's like him acting, singing, being so poetic when he talk. He comes from that Reggie Andrews. He's one of our most important black artists in the world that just so happens to be from Watts.
Mm.
It ain't easy. That's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's a bad motherfucker, man. Reggie Andrews, you gotta be like Tyrese. Okay, goddamn. When I saw Tyrese house, I said, I gotta be like Tyrese. I gotta cut my hair, go ball. Sweet lady. Come on, Reese.
Yeah.
I love him, man.
Yeah.
Come on, here we go.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on, man. Now we about to get into the vibe. Yeah.
Terrence, we've scoured the universe of musicality and found the influences and the nuances that
Forgot where we were.
create who you are. The people,
Yeah. The people.
the people have questions.
Come on now.
What they want to know, champ?
They want to know. Your top five. Your top five.
Yeah.
Top five.
Yeah.
Your top five. R&B singers. R&B songs.
Yeah.
We've got to know before you go. Get on this show. Get on the show. Your top five. Yeah.
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 Our top five.
Yeah.
Your top five.
See, when you joking and can do that, that's a problem.
This is,
When you joking with that much dexterity.
yeah, man, that's-
Terrace Martin,
Yes.
your top five R&B singers.
R&B.
You know, it all encompasses the whole universe of singers. Let's just say that. Have your way.
Charlie Wilson.
Keep running.
Yep.
Keep on running.
Faith Evans.
You better not. You better not do this.
Not in this order. This is
Yeah.
There ain't no order. You better not.
Tank.
Oh.
It's okay. It's okay. Take it. Just take it. it's hard for me to take that too. People, I turn my head down. Just weird. It's the church and it's so weird. In the studio we could do it though with a certain kind of people, but
just go with it. My brother.
Is that 4?
Three.
Perfect. Not in this order. Eric Dawkins.
Yeah.
My sensei. Yeah.
By the way, I've seen all these people make up things in the moment. I'm judging the whole. It's a lot of things I'm judging off
sir.
of. I've seen all these artists create songs in the middle of sound checks and tags at the end of songs. I seen all these artists sang when the mics was messed up. I seen all these artists I've seen all these artists at all the levels.
Yeah.
Been to so many of your shows. Just know. So I say Eric Dawkins.
Yeah.
Been a fan of his since '95.
I'm with you.
Yep.
Same place.
Dawkins. Got one more.
Mm-hmm.
One more.
God rest his soul, Jesse Powell.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
Jesse Powell. We talking about the level, right?
Oh, the level.
I'm talking about the level. I'm talking about intonation, sing, performance, theatric,
Whole thing.
syllables.
All
Look
things.
at you dead in your eye. I've seen him sing praise and worship. I've seen him sing to a woman. I've seen Jesse when I was younger. And back then I said, man,
He's one.
he gonna inspire too many good things. They don't.
Yeah.
Nobody even tries to re-sing that record.
We're good. We're good.
People leave you alone.
We're good.
Yeah. Woo, that's a record.
We're good.
That's a record.
It's
We're
a
good.
full smash, but nobody
Yeah.
plays around with that song.
No.
Leave it alone.
Man, you remember Jesse's range?
What?
There are lanes and levels.
Man.
That's just 5. I have a
Yeah, yeah, no, I
though
get
if
it.
I was me and Robert Glasper always say if we was going to war and we had to fight and heal the world with music, what top piano player would
Right.
those are my 5 that I know I could go anywhere from all the levels, from heart throbbing music to
Right.
chord changes to dexterity to that's just the 5 I know we
They taking off phase.
off phase.
Yeah, that's the you know
All
know when a nigga come to the park like I got my 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
feel me?
I got
Yeah.
my 5.
I got my
Yeah, I
5.
got my 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's songwriter. I got a song. I got all. We do this a lot.
Top 5 R&B songs.
Ooh. Whoa. I like that. Let me get some more water, man.
Come on. Yeah, we got some more.
Some more water. Get some more water, man. Top R&B songs. Oh. Okay, here we go. Top 5. Thank you, brother. Top 5 R&B songs. You could tell a lot by a person by these answers.
Mm-hmm.
Janet Jackson, Anytime, Any Place.
Come on out.
Mm-hmm.
My Heart Belongs to You.
We're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Next rendition, Rest in Peace, Kenny, A Ribbon in the Sky. We don't talk about Kenny a lot. Whew. Bad motherfucker.
Intro.
Bad motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
That Ribbon in the Sky.
Yes,
Come on.
sir.
Yeah.
Come on. We haven't even.
You just brought something crazy out.
Yeah. Kenny Green was something.
That was
Well, they
crazy.
had a song called Come Inside.
Yeah, yes, they did.
If you let me.
If you let me.
The tone though, it's the tone.
Ribbon in the sky. Like just
Man,
the
it was
arrangement,
out
you
of
know.
control. Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
3.
3.
Yeah.
Tevin Campbell. Now Can We Talk?
Mm-hmm. I know where you're going. Come on.
Sit you by the fireplace. Tevin. You know what I'm saying? Break it down.
Break it down is a
Break it down.
motherfucking
I don't want.
stone
Prince wrote that,
cold.
by the way. Stop playing.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't
Yeah.
want nobody else to
He
hear.
said, Tevin, I can't let you do it by yourself.
Come on.
I need it back.
Yes.
I need that back.
Hey, that 4?
that's 4.
You went too crazy on my record. I need it back.
Now I need Faith Evans as soon as I get home.
Wait,
Wait, no.
Okay, top 6. One more.
Come over. Sorry.
Oh.
Come over, Faith Evans. Won't you come over and make love to me? Yeah. Because that song hit a certain way in my Honda Accord when that came out. Come on, Chucky. Come on, man.
Ah.
Come on, Chucky.
When you finally bought that car.
Boom. You. Do. Oh man, them keyboard sounds with
Monster.
boom,
he wasn't
boom,
playing.
boom, 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 and you had two 12s in the back.
12s.
That's when you would pick up the young lady. You know, both of y'all was in high school. Everybody's of age, same age. You know, everybody's 17 together.
Yeah.
Gotta say that these days,
Yeah,
motherfuckers
yeah,
get
yeah,
weird.
yeah.
So I'm in the Honda Accord. I'm banging Faith Evans, but this is when you on purpose in LA. You just drive fast in the gutter lane for no reason, looking straight while the girl in the car and you playing Faith Evans. She's scared. This car going fast, but the Faith Evans is soothing her. And you just looking and you saying the words. I live this R&B shit, bro. It's a real thing because
if they only sold cool in the can, nigga. Hey, you push it to the streets.
let me tell you, you ain't going and yo, man, you remember the era, your tape collection and your CD collection was how everybody judged you.
Yeah.
Don't and the CDs and that.
Yeah.
I want to hear
Niggas had the
this.
CD booklet.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Activities would come
yeah.
on.
I had the black leather
Come
booklet.
on, man.
What kind of mood we set?
Yeah. But I was writing my own songs too at 15, so I have, you know what I mean?
See, you had,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you was a
The
kid
gold
doing
CD
that.
with the red writing
Oh,
on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maxell, what's the name of that company?
It was like,
Yeah.
Maxell or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have my own
But
songs
Fake,
on there.
that was Fast Five?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fake. That
That was
Fake.
6 actually.
Oh, okay.
You
Those
hit us with
both.
2.
That's fine.
You hit us with 2
I did with two,
face.
okay.
fine.
No, it's all good though, because you know you get weird when Faith come around.
I love Faith. Shout out to her. Every time I see Faith, I'll be like, you want to do some music? Like, want to do some music?
That's great.
Oh, man.
Here we go. Let's make it Voltron, your super R&B artist.
Easy.
We want to know who you're going to get the particulars from. Who you going to get the vocal from, who you going to get the performance style from, the styling, the passion of the artist, and what all-star musical cast is going to play for this artist. Yeah, it's different. You didn't expect that one. Okay.
I'm going to go get Aaron Ray.
No, that's all. You got to go in order.
Okay.
What
about to
vocal?
build a whole plan for him.
What vocal are you getting for this artist? One vocal to
Who's
build
your
it.
singer on
which
your
singer?
Voltron?
I got you. Yep.
I'm ready to know you.
Oh, the singer?
Yeah.
Aaron Ray.
Mm.
I'm building
Young
something.
fella.
I'm
Yeah.
building
No,
something.
you
Yeah.
build it.
No, I
You
respect
build
it.
Aaron Ray.
Performance
I rock with
style,
Aaron Ray.
Aaron Ray.
styling,
Aaron Ray.
passion.
Aaron Ray.
What group of musicians is playing for?
Here we go. Now it's real. The group of musicians playing for Aaron Ray is Ooh.
I heard all the names. You know, I know the names.
I
know
you
all of those
I
names.
know you know.
Yeah.
The group of Aaron Ray, I would, can I get a little bit in depth? I would go to get, I would find out, I would spend a month going to midnight musicals. And I would get a bunch of young cats to play with them, and I would take them to a rehearsal place, and we would study the Genuine tapes. We would study the Genuine tapes. We would study these things because Aaron Ray needs a band he needs a different kind of, he needs a band that's just like that band, but he needs one guy that's a jazzy real piano guy. He needs a jazzy guy because he likes jazz, but he needs that, he's an R&B guy. He in the gym right now. He like Baby Tank. He got the he doing it, and he's serious about that. So he needs a band that understands that show. The one thing about that Genuine band, the music was a high level, but the show was a high level. The backgrounds, Genuine. Genuine was the first singer. Shout out to Genuine too. And this takes strength and courage to have the type of background singers Genuine used to be having.
Oh yeah.
It takes courage even for some of these bands to say they had Dave Hollister singing background.
Yeah.
That takes a good person.
Yeah.
That's secure.
Yeah.
And his bicep, and he used to dance all crazy, all kind of shit. And he could sing. Don't get it fucked up. What his thing is his thing, right?
Yeah.
But Aaron Ray is like, to me, because I've had Aaron with me in New York at the Blue Note. That's like the training ground. Because it's 2 sets a night, but people that don't know you.
Yeah.
And I want to see, and he, bam, bam, bam. The musicians would be all young cats, but I would go get Nissan
To anchor it.
to anchor it. That season to anchor that new to blend that, because Aaron Ray is that.
Yeah.
Song wise, James Fauntleroy would write everything. He would write everything. He would write everything. He would write everything. Because I would have to treat this like a car wash a little bit to really do it. To in my opinion, to do it how I see it, where it could be done at this crazy level. I would get James Fauntleroy to write it, to A&R it. The A&R is tricky because it's such a high level record. I would have to go get Sycamore or somebody left to go A&R it. You know what I mean? A couple of A&Rs. I have to pay Tina Davis a consulting fee to figure out how to push this thing through. I mean, it's a whole thing. The publicists, that's tricky. I love them all. Where we would cut the record at would be Larrabee. Manny would mix the record.
Mighty King.
Yep.
Yeah.
The musicians on the record, we would do a blend. Because even with James writing it, I would still blend. Like I would randomly go get like what does James sound like with Schoolboy Q writing and go get Saida Garrett? Like what does that sound like? Because I could put all of them in one room.
You
and see how it
tripping.
go. I could do it. That's my thing, is putting oil and water together, making it smooth, But that's what I would do with an artist like Aaron Ray, because I feel Aaron has everything going for him. I feel he's such a different type of artist. He just needs to be surrounded with a certain type of a thing, because he does all the work himself, and he's a bad motherfucker that don't need anyone. But I know with them type of artists, those special ones, it's a reason why we all work for a reason. It's the reason why those names are the names. Like we just. The only thing different I would do was involve the live band with the young, because I'm into young musicians. I love young energy. I even deal with the show up late a few times to the airport. Something about the young musician I get.
Monsters.
Because you've been there.
You know what I'm saying?
They new monsters.
Yeah. Hey man, I do a 5-song album with you all, ballads with strings though. We'd have Derek Hodge do the strings. We'd have Derek do the strings, and we would write the tunes, kind of like jazz standard, but R&B.
Okay.
Like, the jazz, they go to the bridge. It like, what's the cat? Everybody likes this cat. I'm not. Oh man, I don't want to disrespect the white guy, Michael Bublé. Yeah, everybody likes that guy, right?
Yeah.
That's like small world music to me, but everybody likes that thing.
Yeah.
We don't have nobody in our world that's singing that kind of music and attacking hearts. The Queen, some more Joy is doing it from a jazz perspective, but we don't have you could bridge that, man, because the piano with the strings, we don't do nothing up tempo. If it's up tempo, it's just a mid tempo bossa nova.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing fast. It's just like when you do this, we going to the Kennedy Center, we going back to DC with the orchestra.
Well, you know what happens when you say stuff on the R&B Money podcast?
I've been waiting for this.
It's binding.
I've been telling you for years. I'm trying to give a tank.
It's binding.
I'm with that. That's why I'm saying it.
Like you have to do it.
I mean, when I was first seeing Tank around, I used to be on Molly so much. And Tank was another guy I would get starstruck for, but the Mollies too, I'd be like, "Hey, Tank!" In my head, I had a whole talk with him, like, "I love your music, man. Yeah, we gotta." The wild days.
Molly wouldn't allow it.
Hey.
The wild days.
The Molly was a thing, man.
The problem era.
The problem era.
The problem era.
The Molly was a thing.
Oh man, I liked everybody I shouldn't like.
It'll do
Is that what it
that.
does?
Man.
It makes you like everyone?
It makes me a lover, man. More of a lover.
Yeah.
I used to give good love speeches.
Oh, yeah, niggas.
All night, 7 hours.
Man, what?
Just talk to me for 7 hours.
I used to accidentally confess the truth when I shouldn't have certain times.
I've been there.
Like,
I've been there. I've had to hear the truth. Don't tell me that shit.
oh man.
Mr. Molly. Okay, here we go.
Shit. What you got, champ?
I ain't saying no names.
Hey.
I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no names. Who you was, who you was with, what you did. Don't say shit. I ain't saying no names.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Come on. You here now.
Yeah.
You here.
Where
You
we at?
arrived.
Welcome.
You said you wanted to come on the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Come on now.
So it's the moment.
I saw Punch. I
Will
saw
you tell us the story?
Punch was clever with that. I like how Punch did it.
Funny or fucked up?
Funny or fucked up?
Or funny and fucked up? Maybe you was high, maybe you wasn't.
Maybe.
Oh,
maybe
fuck.
not.
Oh, man.
The only rule to the game
What's the rule?
is you can't say no names.
Nope, not a one.
That's the only rule.
Oh, man. The year was 2014.
I like where that's
Okay,
going. I
okay.
love the year.
2014.
I just got done with some very important records. Very important records that help. When I say important, I mean they help people.
Mm-hmm.
They helped more than me. They helped the people. They helped the whole world. So I never go on the road, but being a producer, hustler, what you do, you follow that record. The artist wants you to go on the road for a couple of months. Why not? Let's go. We just got done with the album. Don't chip on the weekly money. I'll get you on that production agreement. I got you. Let's go. So I go on the road. Now, this is when I've came to the realization at this age, I think I'm like 36 at this time or something like that. So this is the run that made me say, okay, you can't hang with these young motherfuckers no more. It's you got to hang with your world. This is different. You used to be, this is different. So we're touring all over. The artist has a very good record. It's going up. It's going big. It's not Kendrick Lamar, so it's not that. Just kill that.
No name. No name.
Can't say any names.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
names.
Oh, I can't say no name. But I got to say that because
No, you can't.
No,
I can't say that? Okay.
Get out of there.
So we out of town. We go to New York. It's the artist's first sold out show. New York is cracking. Everybody's in New York. Everybody's coming to this show. Can't say no names, but a lot. My guest list is very who's who in New York. Like, you know, and this is like early. This is like we're just about to start the run. So we already kicked them off, but we about to start the run. So you know when you're hot, everybody comes to the shows when you're the hot guy.
Yeah.
So everybody's coming to the show. We have a good time. This is another friend of mine that was involved musically. Got in business with a friend of mine from Atlanta. Got in business with a tequila company, right? And everybody knows I drink tequila. I love tequila, right? I was drinking a lot more tequila then, though. This was like when somebody said tequila was agave, I started thinking of, well, at least I'm having aloe vera in my body. At least I'm going through this whole thing. So it's a health benefit to tequila, at least. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Liquid courage. But anyway, so he said, T, man, I know you try this, man. Just try this all night. So I said, I'm going to try it on stage. So I set the tequila by my keyboards. I'm playing. And I'm noticing it's smooth. I'm like, this is smooth. One of those expensive bottles, heavy bottles. So I'm like, it got to be good. So I'm just drinking and I'm seeing, a little buzz. I'm cool, chilling. Now it's the end of the show. I didn't get too lifted, just a couple. But when we got back backstage, I started taking shots. I'm usually good at this time in my life to be able to move and not have a hangover and get that call time and not say nothing out of pocket. I'm like, I'm good. I'm like a 7-8 shot good dude right now with water consistently moving around the party. You feel me? I'm like, but I got to my 6th shot and I was like, man, it used to be this show called Young TV Raps with Dr. Dre and Ed Lover, and Ed Lover used to do this dance like this. No, Chris, not that's I'm talking on the show. That's BT Rap. Chris the mayor on BT.
Oh,
remember that?
Yeah,
the mayor.
yeah.
Sorry, Ed Lover. The mayor used to do this dance, and all I remember me for some reason, I'm sober, but my body just started going. I'm like, what's going on? It's making me feel weird, like this liquor weird. So long story short, I don't remember what happened, right? I wake up in the morning. I'm at the W Hotel in New York. I'm not going to say which one. But I woke up, I'm like, where's my clothes? Where are my clothes?
You just patted your naked body.
Where are my clothes? No, actually, I'm like, okay. Actually, I'm like, oh, I must have got drunk and just took them off and got in the bed. So I got up and like, let me find my clothes. And I'm like, where's my saxophone? Where's my clothes? I see my saxophone neck and the mouthpiece. I'm like, I don't have no clothes. No clothes. I'm like, where are my clothes? I'm like, I'm thinking. So I get a knock on the door by the artist I'm working with, and he brings me my clothes. He said, hey, don't even worry about it. Take your clothes. So later on, I got dressed. I said, man, how'd you get my clothes, bro? Was you in my room playing a game and stole my clothes? Well, how'd you get my clothes, bro? He said, I heard you banging on the door on the 10th floor. Your room's on the 5th. You kept saying you had to use the bathroom. I just looked at my people. I didn't come out, but I just went back and you got naked in the hallway floor and started using the bathroom on somebody's door and walked to your room naked. That's my story. And that's when I stopped drinking so much tequila, that much. Yeah, that happened. That's a real story. If you know about that one too. I'll tell y'all later with the vibe. It's a different guy. The jazz is all, I'm always with the music, but I always liked having a good time, respectfully.
That is,
you know what I'm saying?
That is a good time.
Man, it's a good time.
So you got on the elevator.
I'm just you had to go back to your room. Oh no. Where was your key? Hey, where was
my key?
How'd you get in?
I must have still had my key.
Hey,
Naked with my key.
there's so many questions.
Oh, so many questions.
Yeah, that was
Like
that was
that journey from the 10th floor to the 5th.
oh, bro.
It's gotta be a movie.
Because I'm like, it's something more. It's something more. No, somebody had to get a key for it. It's something more. It's. But that was when I started chilling out with that level of drinking. That was a real level. That was like because that was when the man's body starts taking change at 30 with the alcohol and everything. All depend on how much you drank and how much you've been a part of this wild, crazy business. Casually drinking for so many years. So 35 is about that time. You about to hit the 40s soon. So everything is changing. So I didn't calculate. Shit was changing.
You do the math. Yeah.
Shit was changing.
Yeah.
And now, I can still go, but I gotta do the water as I go. That means I'm not getting fucked up.
I can't even think about it.
Yeah. We're not doing it. No.
You don't drink no more?
I drink a little bit. I can't even think about
It's over, huh?
over.
It's over, yeah.
For the turn up drinking?
Let me tell you, bro. The last time I get drunk on accident. It happens because when you play at clubs and shit like that, let me buy you a drink. And I'm like, why not?
Right.
What you drinking? When they ask me, I'm not the guy. I don't drink what you drink. If you would buy me a drink, I'm like an expensive date. I'm looking at the
top shelf.
I wasn't even looking at that shelf when you came.
I'm looking up there.
But since you offered.
You know.
But nah, man. But yeah, man, the liquor started changing my body, the weed, everything started changing, man. And it comes from all of us just changing. But them late nights in them studios, the amount of mental stress we deal with, the amount of spiritual warfare we deal with so much shit just to sing a fucking note to pay some mortgage. It's crazy. It's crazy what we all deal with. It's like war, bro. It's like war, bro. We deal with so much weird shit and we just get through it. It's like war. Yeah. The mind of an artist ain't just that's what I be trying to tell the young kids. Like, if you're gonna do it, just do it to it. And don't believe in wood and nickels. What's that mean? If it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true.
It's too good to be true. That sum it up.
There it is.
Yeah.
Brother Terrace Martin, man, we appreciate you.
Come on, man. I appreciate y'all. It's a nice one. It's a big one.
As a brother, as a man of the cloth.
Come on now, Tank.
As a purist, a curator, super musician, and super producer. You do it all, man. You check all the boxes, man.
I cook tacos.
You took tacos? I'll take some tacos. I'm with all that.
It is Tuesday.
Yeah, it is Tuesday.
Y'all should come to my residency. I'm playing tonight at Verse. Have you been to Verse yet?
No.
That's Manny's restaurant.
Manny's restaurant.
No.
Next door to Larrabee?
No.
Oh, you're bugging.
What time?
No, you've been. But you went on it for an event, for a Camper's event. Camper's event was there.
That's his.
That was a wild night.
Yeah.
Got it.
Camper, man, that shit like Miami.
Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. But you got to come one night.
You doing it tonight?
Tonight. Then I'm going to take a break this month. I'm going to pick it back up.
What time?
We play at 6:30, chill for a couple hours, then we play again at 9:30.
9:30? Okay.
It's the only local shit I do because we curate them tables. So we know who's in there. It's all like-minded people.
Yeah.
I'm on a whole mission right now, so you know how I'm doing. I'll tell you later, I'm doing the tables a little different.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm hit you.
Yeah.
I'm counting them tables.
I'm hit you. We appreciate you, brother.
Come on, man. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you,
That's
bro.
it, man. My name is Tank.
I'm Valentine.
And this is the R&B Money Podcast, the authority on all things R&B.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's real.
Know your craft.
You better tell your story for the other people telling fuck it up. That's what this is doing, giving people a shot. The fact that we could go see all these cats here that y'all know who's who is Black history, man. People are this is a real fucking thing to record this. To record history of giants that would have never got looked at and that are giants. Like, we're talking about a person named Warren Kent. We're talking about giants here that will never, like, giants that's just as important to me as Duke Ellington, man. So I love you guys for doing this show. I want to come on this shit a gang of times. I got so much shit to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, Terrace Martin.